The humidity, it should be raining if it's 100%, but I don't think it's raining yet.
And we might see some rain before the day's over, and we'd like to remind you that today's first quarter is brought to you by Alliant Health System, where wonders never cease.
Kickoff for Southern Mississippi, Johnny Lamoro, number 1. And Aaron Bailey is the deep man at the goal line to receive for the University of Louisville. You see Bailey averaging almost 25 yards on each kickoff return. The sound of the cannon, and this ball game's underway. Bailey with tremendous speed. A fine return by Aaron Bailey. Derek Kirby, number 18, finally wrestled him down near the 40-yard line.
31 yards on the return by Aaron Bailey, and we saw him in the opener last week, opening kickoff against West Virginia, almost take it all the way, and he was one player away, as you watch the replay, of possibly doing that again. Once again, he's so quick, he sees the seam, and there's good penetration, just enough by Southern Mississippi. It was Derek Kirby that got there to slow down, of course, the speedy Aaron Bailey.
62% nearly in completions for Jeff Brohm as he guides the Cardinal offense from the 36. And they're going to come out and throw on first down and go deep for Bailey. Incomplete at the 15-yard line of Southern Mississippi. So Jeff Brohm comes out throwing for the bomb on the first play of the ball game from scrimmage.
Well, a little play-action pass from the senior from Louisville Trinity, and he was going for broke there, and a little bit underthrown, and Bailey had to come back and try to catch that football, but Southern Mississippi not fooled one bit.
Jeff Brohm ranked number 12 in the NCAA statistics for passing efficiency this week. He's been as high as number 3 in those ratings. Second down and 10. This is Bailey in motion. On the ground to Dawkins. Ralph Dawkins. Finally knocked out of bounds by L.T. Gully, number 29, inside the Southern Mississippi 15-yard line.
Well, we said Ralph Dawkins needed to get into the flow of the offense, and the senior does it just like that on a fan play, and watch the cutback here. Dawkins gets to the outside, and then it's nothing but a foot race, but we do have a penalty marker downfield, but look at Ralph Dawkins. When he pushes that head back, that means he's strutting down the field, but they're going to bring this back somewhat because of a penalty. Offensive line was blocking pass there. Now watch this. Dawkins on that fan play.
They're in a run. Offense.
You're going to see the end of it, but it'll be a clipping penalty that you heard from our referee, Tom Thibert, today, and they're going to bring it back from the point of infraction, so the run will end up at the 45-yard line. But nonetheless, David, we see Ralph Dawkins into the flow right away.
Looks like Roman Oben may have been the man, if you looked at the replay, that committed the clipping block that has given UofL now the first down at the 45. And for Stellenberger's team, a big difference. Rather than having it inside the Golden Eagles 15-yard line, first down and 10. They go right back on the ground, and Dawkins this time gets a couple of yards, and that's about it.
Now here's today's Chrysler Plymouth dealer starting lineups brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers. And David, we mentioned a lot of changes in that offensive line today with Dave DeBold out.
That's right. You see Garen Patrick moving from center to left guard, Tommy Carroll from left to right guard, and Stinson moves up to start at center. Dawkins and Fitzpatrick are the backs. Bailey, Asher, and Cook are the receivers. This is a second down, a gain of 3, 7 to go, shotgun formation, Brohm. Receivers out, looks over the middle. Wide open is Asher, the tight end. Ratliff knocks him down inside the 10-yard line of Southern Mississippi. But Jamie Asher, number 35 on the NCAA's list of receiving yards per game this year. 32nd reception of the year.
Wide open, Jamie Asher, the Cardinals' leading receiver, right across the middle. He was wide open, and then he carries for about 6 or 7 more yards. This guy's averaging 13.5 yards per catch, and already has exceeded last year's total as it goes for 33 yards.
That puts him at 450 almost yardage gained on receptions this year. Fitzpatrick. And the Cardinal offense has made this opening drive look mighty easy as Fitzpatrick darts into the end zone on the 4th play of the drive.
Well, we mentioned the fact, David, that Fitzpatrick might have a little help today because Rod Strickland is back, but watch Fitzy here. As we mentioned before, a nice trap play, and he takes it in untouched for the touchdown. That's his 4th TD rushing this year. Good job by the offensive line doing that on that trap play, opening it up front for Fitzpatrick. Nice job.
David Akers with the conversion. The kick is no good. He was off to the right, and he's got his head down trying to figure that out. Fitzpatrick, though, should be all smiles on the sideline. The Cardinals are up 6-0. That is only the 2nd point after has been missed this year.
No dip? For a really great Halloween, pick up tons of Pepsi and Doritos.
It's here, the new '94 Plymouth Voyager. Dual airbags, reclining integrated child safety seats. The safest minivan in the world. And with air and automatic, you get all this for just this. Want the safest minivan ever? Come to the minivan store. Only at your neighborly Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
The year 2032. The city, Los Angeles. The movie, Demolition Man. The restaurant.
Now all restaurants are Taco Bell.
Exactamundo. The demo deal. Buy a burrito supreme, nachos, and a large drink for one low price. And get an official Demolition Man movie poster absolutely free.
I'm impressed.
The supply's limited. The conclusion, get to Taco Bell today.
1 minute and 32 seconds are off the clock here in the first quarter. Louisville has scored on a run by Fitzpatrick that was set up by a nice catch by Jamie Asher, the tight end, who's getting some attention on the sideline.
It looked like Jamie might have injured his hand a little bit. Dr. Raymond Shea was over to talk to him. And now let's watch it from our end zone. Good trap. Christ with a good block up front and an untouched touchdown for Fitzpatrick as he takes it in for the 4th time this year. We mentioned, David, that Rod Strickland is able to play today for the first time in, well, actually since the 2nd game of the season. So he's available. So look for Shellman and Dawkins to both be fresh in that tailback position. And we'd like to also welcome our viewers today on WDAM in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
This is Boyd picking it up off of the turf over the 25 out to the 28. McKinney picked it up, number 26. Boyd was the deep man for Southern Mississippi, and so it will be Southern Mississippi's first offensive possession. They'll have decent field position out over the 25 at the 27-yard line. Kevin Bentley, the quarterback, you see his statistics. He has thrown 9 interceptions, 5 touchdown passes. And he has come in because starting quarterback Tommy Waters separated his shoulder in the 2nd game of the season. He's available today.
That's right.
Bentley running out of the pocket. Throws it way out of bounds. Good pressure put on Bentley by Johnny Frost, the linebacker, starting in place of Dewberry. The offensive lineman starting today for Southern Mississippi. Beachling is 300 pounds. He's 6'8" at left tackle. And into the backfield behind Bentley, you've got Boyd at tailback, McGee at fullback, Brock, we talked about in the pregame, Owens and Montgomery. 2nd down, 10 to go. Nothing on the ground. That was McGee, the ball carrier. Kendall Brown, left defensive tackle for Louisville, moving down, the junior from Detroit, to make the stop. And the rest of that defensive line for Louisville, Ray at left tackle, Hanna at the right tackle, and Joe Johnson at right defensive end. You'll hear his name a lot today. One of the top defensive ends in the country. Cavallo, Frost stepping into a starting spot in place of Dewberry and Sumter. And then the backfield, Bridges, third in the country in interceptions with 5. Third down. Bentley wrapped up by Joe Johnson. That is the 14th sack on the year for Joe Johnson, who is closing in on the single-season record of 19 at U of L, set by Mike Flores.
Well, Southern Mississippi saying ain't so, Joe, but indeed it is Joe. Joe Johnson, watch him shed his blocker, and now he is beating in and takes care of Bentley immediately. As you mentioned, he is closing in on that Mike Flores 19 sacks in a season record, as he now has 14. Good pressure.
10-man rush is on, and Lamar, or rather Estes, got it away. They say it was clean. Here's Dawkins on the return over the 45 to the 47. The kicker, Eric Estes, number 9, has had no kicks blocked this season. He is lying on the turf down here. The ball may have been tipped here.
And they say it was tipped. That's why they allowed the kicker to get hit. You could see right underneath. It was one of the Louisville players doing a good job coming in there, making the pressure. It might have been Tony Bethel, number 46. But the attention now, of course, is to the punter, Eric Estes, who, by the way, is a former quarterback, was involved in a serious automobile accident. They told him never to play football again, so he decided to play just baseball, and then said, well, maybe as a specialist. So they brought him back on the squad in the Northport, Alabama junior, making some real contributions for Jeff Bauer's team this year.
Jeff Bauer, 40 years old, a quarterback at Southern Mississippi during his playing days in the 70s. Still holds some offensive records at Southern Mississippi as Louisville has the ball first down and 10 at the Cardinal 46. They lead it 6-0, 11:56 in the first quarter. Brohm looks to set up the screen to Dawkins. And Ralph Dawkins really nailed at the line of scrimmage. Rod Thomas, a true freshman, number 3, making the first start of his career today out of Ridgeland, Mississippi, makes the tackle.
Well, you want a lot of pressure coming against your quarterback for a screen, but that really was not executed very well from the get-go. That's because the University of Louisville, Roman Oben, got beat on the inside. And as a result, there was too much pressure on Jeff Brohm, and the screen never developed. They got it to Dawkins, but defensively, Southern Mississippi had recovered.
And that's one of Louisville's favorite offensive plays. Second down and 9. They gave him a gain of 1. Now on the ground to Dawkins. And Ralph Dawkins gets near the Southern Mississippi 45-yard line. Rod Thomas, L.T. Gully on the stop. And so Dawkins, who has rushed for now 400 yards on the season and a couple of touchdowns and averaging 5.8 yards per carry, has a good gain here.
A little draw play. Watch out in front. Watch number 3, Ferguson, just getting a piece of one of the defenders, Rod Thomas. And had Ferguson been able to get in front of Thomas a little bit more, that would have been an easy first down for Ralph Dawkins. He came up about a yard short.
So it's third down and 1. Asher over to the right side.
Third down and 1.
Sean Jackson split to the bottom. Long count pitch. Fitzpatrick is not going to make enough for the first down. He's hit back behind the 45-yard line by Eugene Harmon, 22, the left outside linebacker. It's fourth down, and the kicking team, the punting team, comes onto the team, led by Brandon Brookfield. Brookfield has seen his average drop under 40 yards after a bad weekend of kicking at West Virginia. 1 punt, a net 5 yards. And that's L.T. Gully, who's averaging about 10 yards a return, standing at his 10-yard line. Fitzpatrick, the long snapper on punts. This is going to hit, and Gully has it at the 10-yard line. He fields the ball. So Southern Mississippi will be backed up at their own 10 as they get their second offensive possession of the game. Louisville is leading 6-0 with 9:35 left in the first quarter.
I've got some important news you ought to know about. This man is a federal inspector. Kroger has brought him in to inspect every shipment of fresh seafood we buy. The shrimp, salmon, everything in our seafood department. We're not doing it because it's required. We're doing it because we want our seafood to be the best for you. Federally inspected seafood. Who else but Kroger would go this far?
Over the last few years, Steve, you know, the tools of the game have changed considerably. For example, here's my old kicking shoe.
That is a relic.
Well, Steve, these are the shoes that the Cardinals use today. These are for natural grass, these are for artificial surface, and these can be used on grass or artificial surface.
By the way, Don, I've always wanted to ask this. Why do some of you kickers kick barefoot?
Would you believe because we make better contact?
No.
Would you believe because we're a little strange?
Yes.
Brought to you by Levy's, the home team.
This Pepsi Preview reminds you the final home game for the University of Louisville against the Midshipmen of Navy next Saturday. Tickets 588-5151. And we'll have a delayed telecast at 11 p.m. Homecoming, the Cards and the Midshipmen next Saturday.
Louisville marched down the field 64 yards its first time with the ball. This time they punt. Southern Mississippi backed up at the 10-yard line. Bentley at quarterback. Up the middle, breaking loose, is McGee. A big gain around over the 30 to the 32-yard line. A 22-yard gain by Howard McGee, the junior from Hattiesburg. Anthony Bridges is the man who made the tackle after that big gain.
Southern Mississippi always has liked to use their fullback in an isolation play like this to get some yardage right up the middle. Not that much yardage do they expect, obviously, but a good gainer. And you have to be concerned not just about the tailback Boyd. The fullback is a crucial part of the Southern Mississippi running attack.
McGee has picked up 184 yards coming into the game. Back on the ground to Barry Boyd, the tailback, the senior out of Waycross, Georgia, hit by Kevin Gaines after a gain of a few yards. It'll be second down.
I think Boyd has to have a big game for Southern Mississippi. He's from Fort Collins Community College. Howard Schnellenberger, knowing that Southern Mississippi has been able to recruit some fine junior college talent, and Boyd is one of those players, 4.7 yards per carry. And Southern Mississippi really picking up the tempo in its offense, sprinting up to the line, look for the running game to go.
A gain of 4, make it second down and 6 from the Southern Mississippi 36. Golden Eagles keep it on the ground. Nowhere to go for McKinney. Myron McKinney, a sophomore out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, hit for a loss. Johnny Frost and Gaines in there to make the stop.
Watch Quinn here, number 40, and the sophomore Johnny Frost. You see the penetration? Frost was there, but it was really Quinn that made that nice stop against that trap play. Terry, of course, making the adjustment from fullback and getting better each week for Coach James Bell in the secondary.
Junior out of Port St. Joe, Florida. Third down and 8 after that fine defensive play. They go with a screen. They got a first down, or very close to it, as McKinney is charging up over the 40, and it looks like he's got the first down. Sumter made the stop. Ben Sumter, the senior out of Jacksonville. First down, Southern Mississippi.
I think the Golden Eagles feel like they're going to have some success with this play, a lot like Louisville does. They set up a little screen, and a good job, good second effort by McKinney to get away from Johnny Frost to pick up that first down yardage.
McKinney has scored 1 touchdown on the season. Clock says 7.5 first quarter here in Louisville at Cardinal Stadium. 6-0 Louisville is leading. But Southern Mississippi has a drive going. Started back at their own 10-yard line. That's Boyd. He'll get a few out over the 45. Jim Hanna, 95. Senior defensive tackle from West Palm Beach, makes the stop. Hanna, of course, scored his only career touchdown this year, picking up a fumble and taking it in against Texas.
And Ty Smith saying that Jim Hanna and Leonard Ray must get some good penetration against this offensive line for Southern Mississippi. A good look at Ty Smith right there that's just done a terrific job with the defense, playing with a lot of emotion. But he says Ray and Hanna need to blow up in there and push the running game toward the middle.
Brock is split wide to the left. Bentley throws, and he had his man, McKinney, who was open over midfield, and he dropped it. Good pressure there. Jim Hanna coming in and putting the pressure on Bentley as he released that football, Don.
That'll go as a rush, no question about it. Watch Bentley here. He wants to actually take another second here to throw, but he'll not be able to because Big Jim Hanna's right there. Bentley takes the hit, and then defensively the Cardinals did a good job in coverage. Same play. See Johnny Frost, the middle linebacker, dropping back. The pass was there. Sumter was behind him, but the catch was dropped there.
All right, they're ready here for 3rd down and 10 to go. They got 5 defensive backs in the game for Louisville. And they keep it on the ground, and that big fullback loses a handle and fumbles. It looks like Louisville had it and maybe lost it back as it bounced around. Anthony Bridges looked like he had it as Howard McGee, the ball carrier, initially fumbled it, but Southern Mississippi retains possession with the bounce of the football.
David, we told you they'll attack the middle linebacker, and right there, straight up the middle. Once again, good yardage for McGee. Knocked away there nicely by Watson. Now, Bridges had it, lost it, and fortunately the Golden Eagles get it right back at the 40.
Golden Eagles did a very good job of regaining possession of that football.
Yeah, they did. McGee was the guy that got there at the very end to get it back. He fumbled it initially.
That gives them 1st down at the Louisville 35. Bentley running away and will be out of bounds at about the 29-yard line of Louisville. Tom Cavallo gave him a shot there. Jim Hanna was chasing him, trying to put the pressure on. So a gain of a couple of yards, make it a gain of 5 as the ball will be down at the 30-yard line.
Kevin Bentley, by the way, plays on the baseball team at Southern Mississippi as well. He was good enough to be drafted out of high school in the 4th round by the Cincinnati Reds. A real honor student. Bentley forced into playing time because of the injury to Tommy Waters and is beginning to pick up the offense. He's a junior college player.
Just over 6 minutes left to go in the 1st quarter at Cardinal Stadium. This is Boyd, who goes down near the 25, and that will be very near what he needs for a 1st down. Ben Sumter made the stop.
And we'd like to remind you here in our 1st quarter, don't forget to order your Papa John's Cardinal Special today, a large double pepperoni pizza for only $7.88. The Cardinals and Papa John's, the special.
Louisville drove 64 yards in the 1st minute 30 of this quarter. Missed the point after Fitzpatrick's touchdown run. The lead 6-0 now. Starting back at their own 10, the Golden Eagles have driven the ball to the Louisville 25, 3rd down. Boyd got the 1st down inside the 20. Barry Boyd, number 21, crashing inside the Cardinal 20. Now 1st down there. Darius Watson was the man on the stop, number 43.
David, I think no doubt, certainly Southern Mississippi watched the game last week on tape against West Virginia. And West Virginia, just with the power running game, you see Johnny Frost getting the 1st hit, but after it had already been about a 5-yard pickup by Boyd. So I think Southern Mississippi, after that 1st possession, said, heck, we're just going to try the run to football, and hopefully he'll have some success.
It's on the 18 for 1st down. Bentley on a nice pitch outside. Inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, Ronald Jones, 35, the junior out of Birmingham. He had 92 yards rushing on the season, averaging 3.5 yards per carry. He's got it down inside the Louisville 10.
And the option play here, the quarterback really not a threat to run, but you have to respect him. More often than not, he'll throw it back to the tailback or the fullback. In this case, it's the fullback Ronald Jones, and it's a good gainer. But you have to put a defensive guy on Bentley, David, out of that option game because he does have the ability to run the football, but more often than not, he's looking for those trail backs.
At the 8-yard line, you see the difference in 1st downs. On 2nd down and short, Boyd will have the 1st down. See where they mark his forward progress, probably around the 7 or maybe the 6. Johnson and Sumter were there, but it looks like a 1st down for Southern Mississippi as they put the ball at the 7. 1st down and goal for the Golden Eagles.
Well, Jeff Bauer has to feel very good, David, about this drive because Louisville on its 1st possession scored so easily, and I'm thinking Jeff Bauer is probably thinking, man, here we go again. But his offense doing a good job, taking a lot of time on this drive, keeping the football away from Louisville's offense. Time of possession, very important.
Ball's at the 6, 1st down and goal. Boyd inside the 5, almost untouched to the end zone. And we've got a tie football game with 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Louisville came out impressive on its opening drive. Southern Mississippi now dominating the clock, punches it down 90 yards to score. And they've got a chance to kick an extra point and take the lead.
The longest drive against the Louisville defense all season long. And you see the results. The touchdown by Boyd, his 2nd rushing of the year. Once he got to the outside, he has good speed, and he takes it in. And now Southern Miss coming back and a chance to take the lead.
That's Lamaro, number 1, to try to give the Golden Eagles the lead. He's perfect with it. as Golden Eagles taking the lead from the Cardinals 7-6. And we'll be back to Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky in just a minute after we pause for this break.
He's in Manhattan on Wednesday, Frankfurt on Thursday, Paris, Rome, and Vienna after that. He believes it's better to do business across a table than over a fax machine. This year, he'll fly more than 100,000 miles with us because he knows nobody understands him better than we do. At Delta, when we say we love to fly and it shows, this is where it shows.
It seems that everyone is interested in Chi-Chi's new twice-grilled barbecue burrito.
No one makes a burrito like this.
Because only Chi-Chi's combines char-grilled chicken or steak and sautéed fresh vegetables in a flour tortilla.
This is where it gets a little weird.
And then grills it again with Tex-Mex barbecue sauce for that special char-grilled taste. Come, try our twice-grilled barbecue burrito served with salad, rice, and for a limited time, our famous fried ice cream. Only at Chi-Chi's.
I don't think you can find better hospitals. Actually, Norton and Cocere Children's are both part of the Alliant health system. Yeah, you know, Jason was born at Norton. Oh, Cocere Children's? They're in a league all their own. Oh, yeah, and Dave had his outpatient surgery at Alliant Medical Pavilion. Hey, yeah. Oh, look, if it were anyone in my family, I wouldn't want them anywhere except Alliant. Oh, no, it's good to ask now. Yeah, because you never know. Oh, I gotta go.
Alliant Health System, where wonders never cease.
Southern Mississippi has gone ahead of Louisville with a very impressive 13-play, 90-yard drive.
Tom Cavallo over there on the bench, you can tell he looks as if a fighter that took a knockout punch, a little bit dazed, and he's probably hearing some bells, and it's not his LDDS phone line ringing either. I mean, he was really shaken up. Doug Means was over there, one of the assistant trainers. Good drive, David, by Southern Mississippi, the longest against the Cardinal defense all year. But the thing about it, the biggest part of that drive of those 13 plays came on the ground.
Only 2 passes thrown in that drive. And now Lamaro to kick off. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Aaron Bailey stands on the goal line, and Lamaro with the kick. Bailey will come up and take this about the 5. Bailey tried to catch the seam, and it wasn't there to pop through. He gets about the 22 or 23-yard line, and that's it. Donald Jones was in there to make the stop for the Golden Eagles.
Well, Southern Mississippi, I think, has quieted this crowd as well. As it begins to rain, people start to put the ponchos on here at Cardinal Stadium. But I think after that easy scoring drive by the Louisville offense, everybody was beginning to sit back in their chairs and say, well, what's the final margin going to be? But I thought from the get-go that this would be a tough, hard-fought football game, and Southern Mississippi comes back well in its first drive.
Louisville from the Cardinal 23 starting this drive. And they got pressure on Brohm. And they run him out of the pocket. And he's up to the 25. So Jeff Brohm maybe turns that into a gain of a couple of yards. Brohm avoiding a sack.
Gain of 3.
And wisely got out of bounds and give him a gain of 3.
Well, the quarterback stats last week from the Louisville coaching staff for Jeff Brohm, the best ever for him as a Cardinal, 30 out of 35 in the coach's stats. Of course, he did throw a couple of interceptions late, but in terms of his evaluation from the coaches, probably his best overall game as a Louisville Cardinal a week ago against West Virginia.
This time on the ground, trying to get it out near the 30 to about the 28 is Shellman. His first carry of the afternoon, so Shellman will pick up a few yards, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, Gary Nord talking to me earlier this week told us, David, that he said, with Anthony Shellman and Ralph Dawkins, we're going to try to keep a fresh tailback in the game the entire game because he has Fitzpatrick and Strickland, who's also available. So I think you're going to see Shellman and Dawkins alternating some throughout this game, but as tailback, matter of fact, Strickland's in the game at fullback right now, number 31, was injured very, very early in the season.
Kevin Cook is split to the bottom of the screen. 3rd down and 4. Over the middle to Cook, complete for a 1st down and mid-yards. Up to the 45 is Kevin Cook. Cook came into this game with 15 receptions, and 5 of those were for touchdowns. And Brohm has picked up the 1st down to Cook on 3rd down.
Well, Cook, the big game last week against West Virginia, had 5 catches for 86 yards and 2 scores. Now watch right here. Tries to pick up a block from Jamie Asher, and Jamie actually slows down Kevin Cook. Pass on the rope, they call it, right? Line shot from Jeff Brohm. It was there to Cook. That's the way it had to be. And Cook, as always, hangs on to it.
Ball's on the 47 of Louisville on first down now. Out of the shotgun formation is Brohm. With time. And a nice defensive play, but a flag, so I guess it was not that nice. Perry Carter was a little too quick to get up there and lower the boom on Bailey.
Well, Southern Mississippi upset, David, because there are 2 officials in this play, 1 in front, 1 behind. Now watch this. Jeff Brohm will take a shot at the end of the play late. Oh, that should have been a flag right there.
There is one down for that.
Bobby Hamilton, and there we see a flag. Now at the end of this play, well, it looks like contact was made early, but Southern Mississippi was upset because there was another official right in front and roughing the passer. And interference, I would imagine, of course, the interference is yardage, and I believe you'll see the end of this, roughing the passer right there. Bobby Hamilton, the senior out of Columbus, Mississippi, that is a cheap shot against Jeff Brohm. And they're going to tack it on at the end of the penalty because it would be the same, David,
15 yards, automatic first down.
as a completion, an automatic first down, so they're going to get good yardage out of this.
The explanation to Jeff Bauer on the Southern Mississippi sideline. And so the ball will now be inside the 40 of the Golden Eagles, just shy of the Southern Mississippi 38, and a first down for the Cardinals. You've got Cook split to the bottom of your screen and Bailey to the top, and Shellman in the backfield with Strickland. On the ground to Shellman for a good gain of about 3 or 4 out to the 35-yard line. Met there by Gerald Watterson, 53.
David, the problem a moment ago with that play by Bobby Hamilton was the fact that the whistle had blown or the play was over. Jeff obviously had already thrown the ball, and that shot from Hamilton came way, way late. And officials have been instructed this year to try to emphasize that, to try to prevent any type of serious injury. And those type of situations, quarterback very vulnerable. Many people think they're protected too much, but more often than not, the rules that go to protect the quarterback are for a good reason.
They gave Shellman a gain of 3. Second down, 7 to go from the 35. Out of the shotgun. Brohm quickly throws. Almost picked off by Tim Wright, backup safety. The junior out of Meridian, Mississippi, almost had one.
Boy, he was licking his chops. Watch one number 11 almost throw it to another number 11. Tim Wright cuts in front of Jamie Asher here and had 6 on his mind. Linebackers were up in a blitz position, but there was a good play by Tim Wright. And he might have injured his elbow a little bit. The trainer, Doc Harrington, the longtime trainer for Southern Mississippi, taking a look at it.
So Louisville faces a big 3rd down and 7 to keep this drive alive. They go to the shotgun again. Operating a lot from the shotgun. Whistles are stopping play, and a flag goes down. And a little extracurricular
Play the whistle.
pushing. Somebody moving before the snap, number 37.
Outside, Southern Mississippi.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, they don't have a 37, maybe 57.
Yeah, but you heard right, because we were eavesdropping through our microphone a little bit, and he did say 37, David, but obviously I think... Well, now I think it's going to be against Louisville. He did say 37. Now, Tommy, you're pointing in the wrong direction, buddy.
Illegal procedure against Louisville.
Well, that'll thoroughly confuse the fans, and it'll move the ball back now.
Dead ball. False start. Offense in the neutral zone.
3rd down, and we'll make it 12 for Louisville as a result of that. 1:47 left first quarter. Southern Mississippi leading 7-6. Brohm on 3rd and 12, back to that shotgun formation. And he's caught and sacked. Sacked back at the 48-yard line by Hamilton. The senior out of Columbia, Mississippi, makes the sack with enthusiasm.
Well, Southern Mississippi, we said they're going to have to fly to the football. Indeed, watch Bobby Hamilton, the big senior. A fierce pass rusher, and you can see why. Earlier, he hit Brohm late, but that's a clean play. Very talented. He ranks in the top 10 in Southern Mississippi history in career quarterback sacks, and he gets his 3rd of the year right there.
And that'll bring Brookfield on to punt. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 14-yard line by Gully. And so last time, Southern Mississippi took it from their 10 and marched 90 yards to score and take the lead. And now the Louisville defense is back on the field. And they are 86 yards away from a touchdown.
Well, it's very obvious that Southern Mississippi really got its act together after the Louisville touchdown, and now it's the Golden Eagles with the emotion and the momentum right now, and now the crowd beginning to get into it. They have been a little bit quiet in this game, too.
Cavallo is out. He was shaken up early, and Marcus Hill is in and moving along the line, and Southern Mississippi is saying that Louisville has jumped off sides.
Well, Jim Hanna pointing the other way. I think it might have been Cody Jones, David, the right guard that moved a little bit early, number 63.
You look at the crunch zone, that is
Dead
a
ball,
factor.
legal procedure, offense, first down.
Make it first down now, and 15 for Southern Mississippi is the crunch zone down there for Stellenberger and the Cardinals. Try to make extra noise and help out. A foul up in the backfield, but Bentley pulls it out and is able to make a gain out of nothing up to the 14-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, Bentley doesn't like to run the ball a lot out of the option, and I think that option came as a result of whatever you could do in an ad-lib situation in that mix-up. But Bentley saw that the pitchback was covered and decided to keep it himself, and actually got him out of a hole a little bit with a heads-up play for Jeff Bauer. Of course, Jeff Bauer's been around the program. You mentioned, David, as a player. He was an assistant coach, a graduate assistant, offensive coordinator, assistant head coach, now the head man.
We're down to the last 20 seconds of the first quarter. Bentley's got his man open for what could be a first down over the 25. That is Ryan Pearson, a freshman out of Bainbridge, Georgia. Sumter and Frost tackle, but it's too late. The first down is made. 12 seconds, and the clock stops in the first quarter.
Once again, attacking the Cardinal linebackers. Dewberry is out. Cavallo is out right now in this game. Dewberry will not play at all. And you see underneath, good reception by Pearson, good yardage. Southern Mississippi gets the first down and now has some breathing room and some questions being asked by Howard Schnellenberger.
That'll be it for the first quarter. And so at the end of the opening quarter of play here at Louisville, a bit of a surprise. A big, almost 3-touchdown underdog. Southern Mississippi leads Louisville by a point, 7-6. We'll be back with a second quarter in a minute.
PNC Bank is proud to present the University of Louisville Classroom Champion.
Joy Bubenzer is a senior member of the UofL women's soccer team that's off to its best start ever. Joy wants to become a coach after graduation, and that means teaching. And she loves her academic pursuits as much as soccer.
My major is elementary education, and I chose that major because I really like working with kids a lot. Ever since I was little, I've always been fond of small children and been able to deal with them in a positive way, and felt like I made them happy too, so I like working with kids a lot.
Despite having 4 sisters, Joy will be the first teacher in the family.
My mom was a Sunday school teacher at church, but besides that, I didn't have any family members that were teachers. I had a lot of good teachers when I was growing up and that I admired, and I want to be like them.
PNC Bank is proud to honor the University of Louisville Classroom Champion.
If you think sitting in class is boring, try the unemployment office.
What? No dip?
For a really great Halloween, pick up tons of Pepsi and Doritos.
Look at the first quarter statistics in a 7-6 game Southern Mississippi. It's pretty even.
It is, David. And look at the difference, though, the glaring difference. The 81 yards rushing for Southern Mississippi. They're averaging 6.4 yards on first down. That is very important for a rushing team. That gives you the ability to make the defense think on those second down plays. Second quarter is brought to you by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
From the Southern Miss 26, Golden Eagles first down and 10. Put it on the ground, and they've been averaging 6.4 on first. They didn't get it this time. Maybe a yard as Kendall Brown met the ball carrier Howard McGee, the fullback. 38, the junior from Hattiesburg, 6'2" and 205 pounds. He's had a couple of big runs here today.
And Tom Cavallo shakes off the cobwebs and is back in the lineup now at one of the linebacker positions, number 41 for Louisville. And he needs to be in there. The linebacker is very key against this running game.
They give gain of 1 as you see Cavallo on second down and 9. There's the old trickery. The man is wide open, and that is McGee. And he's all the way into the end zone. An explosion of 73 yards. Bentley to McGee.
Well, Southern Mississippi with some trickery of its own. They faked the pitch, faked the reverse, and now plenty of time for Bentley. And I mean, you talk about wide open. Howard McGee, the fullback, once again, a key player in the offense for Southern Mississippi. The fake pitch, the fake reverse, and the fullback just ran through and kept running, and nobody picked him up. And that's why McGee will take it all the way 73 yards.
That was a fine fake by Bentley as well. And now for the point after, it's Lamoro. And it is good. And so it is now 14-6. Southern Mississippi, after trailing Louisville 6-0, has come back to lead it by 8.
Memories forever locked in your mind. That's what's in store for you at the 93 Rainbow Classic in Honolulu, Hawaii this December. Join Denny Crum and the Birds in Paradise for 3 Cardinal basketball games and hang loose with fans and the players in beautiful Waikiki. You'll leave December 26th on Delta Airlines. Enjoy basketball, the beach, and a Polynesian New Year. Several packages are available. Call Travel Specialists. The deadline is October 26th. It's a great gift for someone you love.
McDonald's presents $1 Million Smiles for just $1.99. McDonald's Hamburger Happy Meal, just $1.99. It's nice to know that America's favorite meal for kids is still the happiest.
Now McDonald's latest Halloween fashions. Just flying in McNebula, and boy are his arms tired. 6 toys with changeable costumes, 1 with each Happy Meal you buy your kids. Finally, McMummy in a spooky mix-and-match outfit.
Sonny. How can the Swope dealerships offer a money-back guarantee on all new and used cars and trucks? Value pricing. Swope has all 93s priced below market to clear them out. And Swope's $15 million inventory of new and used vehicles guarantees you'll find the right car or truck at the right price. Shop the Swope dealerships this weekend and ask about our exclusive money-back guarantee.
Swope dealerships, money-back guarantee. Money-back guarantee.
Well, the 93 Cardinal Caravan rolls into action once again for the University of Louisville football Cardinals, and the first stop will be in Alliant Stadium down at the University of Tennessee. That's coming up in November. And then following that, a trip to Texas A&M, a one-day charter down and back the same day to College Station. Call Travel Specialists, 426-3033, and also 1-800-992-2220. And at the end of the touchdown, McGee goes down and trips over the net.
Oh, I guess a momentary bit of embarrassment for McGee, but a 73-yard Bentley to McGee pass. And Southern Mississippi otherwise all smiles after that drive of less than 2 minutes.
And when you score a touchdown, that makes that a little less embarrassing. You forget about it rather quickly.
It's 14-6. Golden Eagles lead the Cardinals at the 14-10 mark of the second quarter. This one bounces out of the end zone, and it's a touchback. Bailey wisely did not try to get a handle on that one. So the Cardinals get it at the 20-yard line. Brohm and company have 80 yards to go to try to get back into this football game. They trail by 8 at 14-6 after leading early 6-0. And Don, you mentioned it. It just looked awfully easy on that opening drive for Louisville, but things have toughened up since then.
Yep, and Chris Hampton is now in the offensive line for Louisville, and we mentioned DeBold is out, and so they're looking for that right combination in the offensive line with the injuries today for Louisville.
Brohm is under pressure and escapes with it with his running ability. He's out up over the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 24. Crawford ran Brohm out. But give Jeff Brohm a good 4-yard run.
Well, Southern Mississippi, David, and you know, we've watched them for years. They always are blessed with very quick and strong defensive players. And I think they're putting a lot of pressure on Brohm. And also give the secondary credit, because Jeff was looking that whole time when he was rolling out for someone to throw to. But the coverage was outstanding by Southern Mississippi. And as we mentioned, Malign last week, 544 yards passing given up to Georgia. That was an SEC record.
And 54 points they gave up. Ralph Dawkins over the 25 gets maybe a yard or two to the 26-yard line. He's hit by Hamilton, the defensive end.
Hamilton on the stop.
Sean Jackson, 27 in the game, but Dawkins didn't get much there, and it'll be 3rd down and 4.
See what Ralph has done today, a great average. Of course, he had one very long run that was called back somewhat, but he still got some good yardage out of it. Jeff Bauer has to be pleased with his Golden Eagles play so far.
3rd down and 4. Big down for the Cardinals offense. Pitch bobbled, and Dawkins is caught back in the backfield. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And that was Nix, Tyrone Nix, number 45. Along with 32, McRae, and they have stopped the Cardinal offense. They'll have to punt it away.
David, when you run the option, it has to be clean. You can't have any hesitation. You can see Ralph had that ball actually tossed behind him by Jeff Brohm, and by the time he recovered and found the handle, the Southern Miss defense had already emerged upon Ralph Dawkins.
Well, Louisville is sputtering. They just can't get the engine to hit on all the cylinders. 4th down and 3, and Brandon Brookfield from his 12. It rolls up to him on the turf, and he is able to get a beautiful punt away to the 35-yard line over the 40 to the 42. LT Gully on the return, number 29, hit by Marcus Hill and Shedrick Utley.
David, there you go again. We talk about field position. West Virginia, outstanding field position last year, and here in our McDonald second quarter. This possession for Southern Mississippi, with the Golden Eagles already leading by 8, will begin at the Southern Miss 42-yard line. So that gives Jeff Brower's team a lot more momentum and a lot more things they can do. They don't need to be as cautious in this field position area.
12 and a half minutes left in the first half. 14-6 Southern Mississippi. And Boyd is hit for a loss back at the 40-yard line. Joe Johnson leads the charge along with Tom Cavallo from linebacker. So Johnson and Cavallo, the two stalwarts on defense, lead the way. A loss of 1. The ball is on the 41.
Ty Smith talking earlier this week about Southern Mississippi. He said, we really have to do some things to stop and slow down the run. And the other question is, how many points can our offense put on the board? Well, right now, Southern Mississippi's had the better of it.
Golden Eagles trying to cash in on good field position this time. And they've got another big run from number 38, McGee. And he is finally out of bounds inside the Louisville 40-yard line. Boy, I tell you, Howard McGee has broken loose for some big plays.
Well, I think once again, the success a week ago, and Southern Mississippi just playing old-fashioned hard-knock football. Good job on the trap on the right side of the line. Cody Jones, Brent Duggins. Duggins getting his first start. Really opened up a huge hole for Howard McGee, who the fullback, having a good game. He had 91 yards last week against Georgia, so McGee picking up where he left off last week against the Bulldogs.
Calling in a 73-yard touchdown pass. 66 yards on the ground. McGee is the workhorse so far. Handoff to Boyd, and he gets a few yards near the 35. Gain of about 4. Terry Quinn, the tackle. That is not a happy Howard Snellenberger.
No, time of possession, too, David. Obviously, on the last drive for Louisville, 3 plays and out. You can't do that, especially after defense has played a lot in the first half. Cavallo now is going to come out of the lineup for Louisville.
He has some cobwebs to try to shake loose. It is 2nd down and 6 for Southern Mississippi at the 36 of Louisville. Bentley pitch back. Boyd. He's got it inside the 30 to the 25 and another first down. Jim Hanna on the tackle, but not until McGee picks up, or Boyd rather, picks up the first down.
Southern Mississippi doing a good job, David. They go from the isolation power series to the option. And those two type of plays are totally different to defend. And I think they're stretching the Louisville defense and making them guess as to what the play is going to be. And that option has had success. And there you see Cavallo once again over in the sideline. And he took a hit early and has never recovered.
Now on first down from the Louisville 25. Up the middle, McGee, and this time he doesn't have any room. Everybody in on the play at the 25-yard line, led by Marcus Hill. A blitz was on, and this time they were able to stop McGee.
Good defense by Louisville. Hill in for Cavallo. The linebackers, the defensive line doing a good job. You can see, first of all, that Marcus Hill gets in there. Actually, it was Jim Hanna who made the first contact, and then Hill came up to help out.
2nd down and 10. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Bentley, and what may have been a broken play, gets it inside the Louisville 20 to about the 18. Gains on the stop.
Jim Hanna's down on one knee.
Official timeout.
Bentley picks up good yardage inside the 20 to about the 18, so it'll be a 3rd down and 2 or 3 yards to go as we have the training staff and Dr. Shea out to take a look at Jim Hanna.
Yeah, Wayne Freelow, Doug Means, and Raymond Shea all out there to look at Jim Hanna. Well, Howard Snellenberger's team has been blessed with the lack of injuries this season, but hit with it this week in practice, and Dewberry's injury last week, actually that clavicle injury that is rather serious at this point, happened in the first series against West Virginia. He didn't tell anybody and played the rest of the game, and that really hurt the linebacking cause. Of course, Dewberry trying to tough it out, and as is that guy Jim Hanna who walks out. Well, the Cardinal Birds not had much to cheer about. It's been all Southern Mississippi since that Louisville first offensive possession.
Terrence Roscoe has replaced Jim Hanna at right tackle. 3rd down, 3 to go. Boyd is not going to get the first down. A little help from the crunch zone, and Johnny Frost led the charge. And it'll be 4th down and less than a yard.
Johnny Frost, number 56, the freshman, almost went the wrong way. Now he steps up, and that's why I say the middle linebacker, very important. They'll run right at you. He played as a true freshman last year. Very quick, great aggressiveness. Had a hip injury earlier in the season that slowed him down. He was really pressing for starting time at the beginning of the season.
33-yard field goal attempt by Lamoro. From the 30 to 39-yard mark, he has been 2 for 2. He's 4 out of 5 on the year. 33-yard attempt is up. Looks good, and it is. 17 to 6. Southern Mississippi now builds on its lead over Louisville. The Cardinals are down by 9. We'll be back.
It's time for Papa. Papa John's.
Now that's serious pizza.
Your kind of taste. Your kind of fun.
Now that's serious pizza.
It's the only one. So call your Papa. Oh, Papa John's. Now that's serious pizza.
On August 11th, hundreds of drivers test drove and compared the Toyota pickup, the Ford Ranger, and the all-new S10 pickup.
The S10 seemed a lot tighter in the turns.
The S10 truck handles so much better than the Toyota.
It was really a superior ride.
The Chevrolet handled a lot better.
Chevrolet, the S10 overall, cornered smoothly, and I felt very, very comfortable in giving it the gas. I think it blew the others away.
The all-new S10 at your Kentuckiana Chevy Geo dealers.
It's Smith's 34th anniversary sale, and we're celebrating by giving big savings gifts to you. Smith's has lowered prices to give you the bargains you've been waiting for. Visit our Broyhill Showcase galleries now and save on quality Broyhill furniture for every room in your home. There's 0% interest until 1994, plus you'll receive a free vacation for 2 adults and 2 children with a $399 minimum purchase. Who's throwing a 34th anniversary party and giving the savings gifts to you? Smith's Furniture, Appliance, and Electronics. That's who.
Well, each week, this Pepsi Preview reminds you have an opportunity to have lunch with the coach. WRK Radio, your host John Ramsey, and LDDS present the weekly sideline luncheons with Coach Howard Schnellenberger each Tuesday at noon. Tickets are $10. The beautiful Kentucky Center for the Arts, food by the Bristol. Coach Schnellenberger, if it's a winning effort, will bring a couple of players in and answer questions of the fans. A lot of fun each week on the weekly sideline luncheons.
Many people had this scripted that Louisville would win against Southern Mississippi and Navy and set up a 7-1 record going to Knoxville. But Southern Mississippi has had other ideas here this afternoon. They have tested and broken into the Louisville defense, scored on the ground, scored through the air, and just now with a field goal, they lead 17-6 by 11. Bailey. Aaron Bailey gives the Cardinals a spark of life with an outstanding kickoff return. Rod Thomas, the freshman, saved the touchdown. Lamoro, the kicker, was over there as well.
Watch Aaron Bailey. He looks for the seam, and this guy has such explosive speed. There you see Arrington with a block, and now the kicker, as you mentioned, David, Lamoro comes up, and he's the guy that actually turns it in, slows down Bailey enough for some help to come, and then he steps out of bounds 44 yards. And keep in mind, folks, Bailey looked fast there, and that replay was in slow motion.
Garrett Patrick at center. It's the shotgun for Jeff Brohm, and the Cardinals trailing 17-6. Low snap. Picked up, throw, and complete up at the 45 of Southern Mississippi to Dawkins. And so a gain of about 4 on that play. The Cardinals are not going to huddle. They're going to be right up to the line. They got another play ready to go.
You see the comparison between the two quarterbacks. Bentley, the better of it, and every bit of the statistics except percentage.
Audible call by Brohm at the line of scrimmage. He's in the shotgun, throws. He's got Asher open. Jamie Asher fumbles it. It is picked up by Southern Mississippi. And they're back over the 40 to the 45. Number 30, Belinda Ratcliffe. And the man who caused the fumble, Eugene Harmon, number 22.
Well, it's a game of field position and turnovers, says Howard Schnellenberger. Here you're going to see what looks to be a big gainer, and is. And then Jamie Asher has it knocked loose. It's picked up by Southern Mississippi. And you see Ratcliffe looking for some return yardage, so looked like Louisville was on the move, had it inside the 40, but Ratcliffe comes up with the fumble recovery, and Southern Mississippi gets it right back, and the defense right back on the field for Louisville.
Louisville looking for momentum, got a good kickoff return by Bailey, and it looked like a big gain by Asher, and it all goes for nothing. The defense back on the field for Louisville, and Southern Mississippi is on the attack. Boyd, a gain of 6 or 7.
Southern Mississippi really finding a lot of success out of the option game and are getting some wide yardage back from the tailback. The offensive lineman getting downfield to give Jeff Brower's team some downfield blocking. Picked up about 7, almost 8 yards on that play.
2nd down and 3 after the gain of 7 by Boyd. Boyd again. He's got enough for a first down. He's out of the grasp of Madison. And over the 40 to the 38, picking up a first down. Quinn finally put the stops on Boyd, but he's got another Golden Eagle first down.
Well, a sweep to the near side this time, and Boyd taking some time to tie his shoe, but I tell you what, he stepped out of his sneaker that time, but you see he has 51 yards already. That's 4.3 yards per carry, including a touchdown, and Boyd came in with 336 yards. He's the top kickoff return man and the top rusher, and he's had a good first half for the Golden Eagles.
They've got a first down at the Louisville 38. Handoff, and Jim Hanna meets Ronald Jones, 35, and drives him back to the 42-yard line.
Southern Mississippi trying to think Louisville passed that time because they had 4 wide receivers, which is very unusual, and the lone setback was Ronald Jones, and they tried to sneak him off on a delay here, but they didn't fool Jim Hanna at all. The big senior from West Palm Beach, Florida, wraps him up and waits him for some help from his red jersey friends.
They're back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11. 6-12 as you look at Hanna lining up, and Bentley throws a screen, complete. And just for a 2-yard gain is Myron McKinney. Ben Sumter made the stop. Hanna was putting the pressure in, and that was the extent of that gain as Bentley goes over to talk to Jeff Bauer. Bauer conferring his wristband as to what play may be the one to call in this down and situation. 3rd down and 9.
Well, so far you could put that wristband in a frame. He has made all the right calls. And some big plays offensively, one of the things we mentioned in our Bud game plan.
Bentley on 3rd and 9 completes a pass inside the 30, and that'll be very close, and he does have the first down. As they have marked the ball at the Louisville 27-yard line, so they needed 9 and got 11.
Boy, Southern Mississippi, David, really putting some pressure points on the Louisville defense. You saw the motion by McKinney came from a slot position this time, has the reception from Bentley, and is able to squirm forward to get the first down. And Bentley says, yeah, we keep the drive going here. He's done a good job, Bentley, the sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas.
Southern Mississippi 17 and Louisville 6. 5:06 in the second quarter. The Golden Eagles driving on Louisville again. Up the middle to McGee. Howard McGee is squirting loose down near the 20. They'll mark it at the 21. Howard McGee, the junior from Hattiesburg, having himself a big day, scored on a 73-yard touchdown pass. Howard Snellenberger's Louisville team coming into this game this afternoon ranked 23rd in the Associated Press, 21st in the CNN USA Today poll, and finding themselves trailing Southern Mississippi with 4:20 to go in the first half. Boyd on the handoff, big block inside the 20, and he's near another first down, maybe a yard short, as Quinn trips him up about the 17 or 18.
But David, it's been very simple. Southern Mississippi has played some possession control football. They've had field position. They've taken advantage of it. When they didn't have field position from their own 10, they drive it 90 yards on their first score. So they've done everything right. And I think Jeff Bauer had a chance to watch him work out some yesterday, and they were pretty excited. He had didn't look like a team that was 1-4.
It's another 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 1. And that's a first down as Bentley, or Boyd rather, goes down to the 15.
First down.
So Southern Mississippi is moving this football on the ground and grinding it out against the Cardinal defense.
And the thing that does, as we mentioned, David, we're winding down to almost 3.5 minutes, 3:41 left in the first half. And Howard Snellenberger's team just has not had the football, and when they did, other than that one drive, it was a few plays and out. Then the last time they moved it and committed the turnover. Look at the total offense difference.
Louisville was leading the country until recently in turnover margin. Boyd on the pitch. He's got room, and he's down to the 5. They're getting some great blocking along that line, and they've got a player hurt for UofL down on the field. That is Johnny Frost, and he's playing for Dewberry, who's injured.
Coming right at you. You see Boyd with a nifty little move there. Had a good downfield block. Gets another one there from Fred Brock. And he takes it inside the 5, and you see Johnny Frost, a freshman, who's playing for Vince Newberry, as David mentioned. And they're looking at his left ankle, his left leg, that's for sure. That's Dr. Raymond Shea in the sweater, examining the ankle there of Johnny Frost and the rest of the training staff. So injuries coming into the game. Fill-in Johnny Frost getting to start today, suffers an injury here. And to boot on that top of that is Southern Mississippi's playing some great first-half football.
Coming onto the field is number 49, Ivy Henderson.
Well, it's a little rainy here today. It has rained this morning, but in Honolulu over the Christmas holidays, you can say Mele Kalikimaka. And if you don't know what that means Merry Christmas in the Hawaiian Islands. Travel specialists and Delta Airlines are your connection to get you there. Watch the Cardinals play 3 games. You can call locally 426-3333, our toll-free 800 number from anywhere in the United States. Go with the Cards to the 93 Rainbow Classic. They'll be playing UC Santa Barbara in their first outing. 3 guaranteed games, a lot of fun, and for some, a side trip to Maui. So join the Cards for the 93 Rainbow Classic. Southern Mississippi get a score here, David. Louisville's in a word of hurting.
Ron Alvarez just comes onto the defensive field. It's 17-6 Southern Mississippi, and they're at the 5-yard line. First down and goal, and that is charging towards the end zone, Boyd, but he didn't get in. He did not get it in, but he's awful close. At the 1-yard line, Boyd pushed it down. And Southern Mississippi is threatening to break this game just wide open. They lead by 11, 2:39 to go in the first half. It's 17-6. Golden Eagles at the Louisville 1-yard line. Boyd is into the end zone, and Southern Mississippi has scored again. 2:22 to go in the second quarter.
Nothing fancy. Isolation power football, and once again that offensive line, Duggins, Jones, Ray, Owens, the tight end, opening up the hole, and that's a very happy, and well it should be, Southern Mississippi sideline. They're off to a roaring start in this one, and they came in focused, overcame an early Louisville touchdown, and it's been all USM since then.
This has been an embarrassing first half for Louisville. Extra point is good, 24-6. Southern Mississippi leading Louisville by 18, and you can imagine that it is a stunned crowd in Cardinal Stadium this afternoon. We'll be back in a minute.
If you want to see more features, turn to a movie channel. See the ES300 at Lexus of Louisville. You'll like the price of admission.
When people ask me, who is your lawyer, and I told them the Becker Law Office, they said, you've got the best. When my case was over, I agreed.
My injury left me disabled for life, but with the help of the Becker Law Office, we were able to buy a home and put food on our table.
The Becker Law Office has helped these and hundreds of other clients get the justice they deserve. If you've been injured through someone else's fault, call us. We help injured people put their lives back together.
Well, here I am saying goodbye to another Heil furnace. Heil is so dependable, I may never see this guy again. That's sad news for me, but great news for you. Here's some more good news from Heil.
Call Futch Heating and AC at 239-8626 and ask about the HELP program for 5 years of parts and labor protection. That's 5 years of worry-free protection from Heil and Futch Heating and AC.
Louisville is down by 18. Southern Mississippi has just drilled the Cardinals in this first half, 24-6. I said it was an embarrassing half for Louisville.
Look at that drive. 5.5 minutes, David. The only thing Southern Mississippi didn't do right is they did leave 2 minutes and 22 seconds for Louisville to try to get a score before the half.
Well, it's now a kickoff. It's going to bounce and be taken by Bailey at the 3. He doesn't have anywhere on this return to go, maybe to the 17-yard line. Aaron Bailey is brought down there by Ratcliffe. Well, Louisville is down by 18. They have not trailed in a football game by that margin this season. And we'll find out shortly if the Cardinals are capable of comeback.
I think they really need to get a score before the half to get some momentum going into the locker room. Because right now it's been all Southern Mississippi. And a possession football team, as we saw. And now we have an official's timeout for a moment.
Jeff Brohm and the offense for Louisville is huddled up. They have generated just 6 points in this half. They had squandered an opportunity when Bailey had a tremendous kickoff return the last time up the field. And then Asher had a pass completion and dropped it, and it was picked up by Southern Mississippi, and it turned it into a touchdown.
Each week here on Fox 41, David Sullivan and the coach will discuss this game tomorrow night following the highly rated news at 10 on Sunday at 10:30 with the Howard Schnellenberger Show. And each Saturday, Bob Rainey's your host. Find out what's happening in all of Cardinal athletics at 12:30 p.m. on Louisville Today, the sports page. Upcoming stories include the athletic director's honor roll that is taking place here today. The presentation, a lot of student athletes from UofL with good academic standards.
Out of the shotgun, Jeff Brohm, with a couple of minutes to go in the half, trying to get Louisville on the scoreboard. He's under pressure. Somehow he gets away. A great job of avoiding the sack by Jeff Brohm, about as good a job as you'll ever see. Louisville is ranked 13th in the nation in scoring offense, 13th in passing offense, and 21st in total offense. They've only got 6 points in this game.
Well, this is a good job by Jeff Brohm to run for his life. First, you see the penetration up front. Southern Mississippi doing a good job as always. Hamilton was there. Tobias was there. And finally, Jeff Brohm runs for his life and gets it out of bounds as James Robinson, number 98, was giving chase.
No gain on the play, but also no loss on that play. It is second down and 10. 2:04 to go as Brohm stopped the clock getting out of bounds. He throws for Bailey. He makes the catch, and a great catch it is by Aaron Bailey, short of the first down marker up at the 24.
Well, let's see if the 2-minute offense will work for Louisville. They're going to use the sidelines. They still have their timeouts remaining. Brohm flips it out in a big way and complete to Bailey just shy of the first down.
They'll stay with the shotgun with just under 2 minutes to go. This is third down and about 1. On the ground, they go to Dawkins. He's got the first down up to about the 27 or 28-yard line. He is hit by Harmon and Ratcliffe. First down, it'll move the chains up, and the clock is stopped. The spot is at the 27. No huddle, they're ready to go. Out of the shotgun is Brohm. Looks to the sideline to Dawkins, incomplete, up at the 30. Jerry Harris on the coverage.
David, this is a case, as we saw late in the game last week against West Virginia, where Southern Mississippi knows Louisville's going to have to throw the football, so they're just pinning back their ears and coming after Brohm. This one right off the hands of Dawkins and falls incomplete.
1:43 to go, first half. Goes behind Asher, incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 10. Eugene Harmon was on the coverage, but the ball wasn't there.
Well, I think one of the things that's happening, David, you hit it right on the head, is the fact that Louisville forced to play catch-up football, and that hasn't happened very much this year, as you mentioned. Happened briefly against Pittsburgh, somewhat last week against West Virginia, but people forget West Virginia had but 2 leads in the game last week, and one, of course, was the final margin.
On third down and 10, Brohm in the air to Asher has got the first down up to the 40-yard line. Tim Wright on the coverage, but Jeff Brohm picks open his open man, and Asher gets the first down. 1:30 to go. The clock stopped when they move the chains.
Well, they've got Melvin Ratcliffe, the strong side safety, back almost 20 yards off the football. He's standing back at the 40-yard line.
Clock moves at 1:26 on first down. Brohm does not have anybody to throw it to. He loses 3 or 4, and now a flag.
At the 38, and a flag on the play.
Tobias was in there on Brohm, but let's see the flag.
Personal foul against Southern Mississippi.
Southern Mississippi, Reggie Elder, number 96, it looked like, perhaps.
Well, Brohm nowhere to throw, looking to run. Now he has no hole. He's about to go down and is down. And ooh, you're right. That is a late hit, no question about it. Coming in for Southern Mississippi, and that is a very silly play for the Golden Eagles because they had done a good job. At least they had Louisville back, David, on their side of the 50-yard line, and that psychologically sometimes makes a big difference.
1:17 to go. First half, 24-6, Southern Mississippi.
First and 10.
A surprising big 18-point lead. Shotgun for Brohm. Throws out to Fitzpatrick. He gets a couple of yards over the 45, maybe the 44, tripped up by Harmon. And Tobias, clock stops, timeout, and that's a minute even to go. And Louisville is 45 yards away from getting into the end zone.
Now you see the frustration on the look of Jeff Brohm as he comes to the sideline. He's going to talk with Howard Schnellenberger and Jeff Morrow. They're in communication upstairs. Of course, we're playing football today here at Cardinal Stadium. Glad you're along for that. But UofL women's volleyball, our next telecast will come up on October 24th against UNC Charlotte in a Metro Conference match. Tickets available 588-5151 or at the Student Activity Center on campus. And we'll have it live at 2 p.m. on Sunday, October 24th. Good volleyball for a young Don Harden team. And, of course, we had a sellout the other night in the Kentucky match. The Wildcats won it, but a lot of excitement as Don Harden always generates, as we have here today in Cardinal Stadium, David. And Southern Mississippi, you would think a lot of people said, well, they're going to limp in here as a 1-4 football team, but they certainly have had their heads on straight. They have been focused, and you see David Akers loosening up on the sideline in case he's needed. I really think it's very important for Louisville psychologically to get some kind of score on the board before the intermission, because their touchdown, remember, came so early, and really nothing positive since then has happened for the Cardinals.
There is 1 minute to go in this first half. It is 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun. Now Brohm threw over in the direction of Fitzpatrick, but he evidently didn't have anybody open. Fitzpatrick was covered, and that just grounds the ball, stops the clock at 55, and brings up third. No huddle.
We talked about Tyrone Nix. He was there, David, right on Fitzpatrick, and that's why Fitz could not get open at all to throw the ball.
It's 3rd down and 8. 54 seconds to go. In the half, Brohm for Bailey, out of his hands, and that was right there on the money. That was right in there, catchable, and Bailey dropped it. Fumbles, drop passes.
You see, barely at the bottom of your screen, runs a good route. Jeff Brohm makes a good throw, and that goes right through the hands of Aaron Bailey. That's a lack of concentration there. You got to look the ball in and catch it, and he didn't do it that time.
From the shotgun on 4th down with 49 seconds left in the half. It's complete this time. Bailey catches it down to the 25, inside to the 23. Bailey against freshman Rod Thomas makes the grab. Timeout, Louisville, 42 seconds left in the half. Jeff Brohm says, hey, I said timeout. It stopped the clock at 42.
Very smart play by the Louisville offense, because Bailey, who without a doubt is one of the big play guys on the team, dropped one a moment ago. So what do? Give him time to think about it? No, they come right back to Aaron Bailey on almost the identical play. This time he makes the catch, takes it down inside the 25-yard line. Smart play by Louisville to not let Bailey think about that drop pass, getting right back into the flow, and he makes the reception.
A strategy session on the sideline with Brohm and Schnellenberger and the assistant coaches. They've got 42 seconds to work with, and they are 24 yards away from the end zone.
See what Jeff has done today. 15 attempts, 9 completions, 120 yards.
At least 1 or 2 of those incompletions were drop passes. Jeff Bauer has got to be happy with the way the Golden Eagles have played in this first half. They were blown out by Georgia in the fourth quarter last week. But in this first half, they have played very well. 24-6, Southern Mississippi is leading. Louisville trying to cut that lead a bit before halftime. They've got 42 seconds to go. No place to go with it. Brohm's going to run, head for the sideline to about the 19-yard line. So Brohm turns it into about a 5-yard gain and stops the clock with 35 seconds to go.
Well, Jeff Brohm knew from the whole time exactly where he was, what he was dealing with, and Howard Schnellenberger's team didn't have the opening in the offense. Once again, the coverage good by Southern Mississippi, so Brohm did pick up about 6 yards, David, and then more importantly, got out of bounds to stop the clock.
35 seconds on that clock, second down and 5. Brohm looking and looking. Nobody open. Throws on the run and is complete at the 14-yard line. Harmon on the coverage. The ball completed to Fitzpatrick, the fullback. And that's right at the first down stick. They needed about the 14. Stops the clock at 22 seconds.
David, I tell you what, Jeff Brohm had all types of time to throw that time. Give the offensive line credit, but also the secondary for Southern Mississippi. Watch Brohm. He's back. He's looking across the middle. Now he looks in both directions. Stops, has all type of time. He could have gone to McDonald's and back. And you see, he finally finds Fitz, the hot man, and picks up a little bit of yardage. And the Cardinals have to expend the timeout, and I think that's their last. No, they do have one left. Southern Mississippi, you can bet, certainly will not use it, timeouts, unless they need to. But Brohm has one timeout, 22 seconds to work with, and he has the ball inside the 15 at the 14.
Of course, the big story is on that scoreboard.
Exactly right.
And Louisville would like to get a score here, as you said, to go into halftime with some sort of momentum.
Well, there's the coaches upstairs in the press box. They're in communication. Gary Norrett on the extreme left, the offensive coordinator, getting instructions down to the field.
22 seconds. That's left in the first half. First down from the Southern Mississippi 14. Jeff Brohm out of the shotgun. Looks to the end zone. Out of the reach of Reggie Ferguson, number 3. And that just took 6 seconds off. 16 to go.
2 targets that time, David. They had Dawkins short at about the 8. And then Ferguson was running a deep pattern, and Reggie was open. And Jeff just let him a little bit too much. He had a lot of zip on that ball, but that was the area he looked and almost came up with the completion there, but now it's 2nd and 10. 16 seconds left.
Brohm looks to the sideline. Schnellenberger was yelling something to him out on the field. They get the play in from the 14 of Southern Mississippi.
Second down.
Looks to the end zone. On the run, he might be able to run it almost in. Down to the 3-yard line. 5 seconds, 4, and the clock stops at 4 seconds. A first down at the 3. They're not going to huddle up.
I think Louisville's out of timeouts. I think we had that graphic wrong a moment ago.
Watch him try to ground the ball then and stop this clock.
Yeah, I think Louisville was out of timeouts. They've used them all on this drive, I believe, because if no doubt there would have been one left, they're going to measure. And Louisville's ready to go with this because I don't think they have any timeouts remaining.
They're looking for a measurement here to see if they got the first down. He's inside the 4, but it's not a first down if that's any indication there. They got about a couple of feet to go. But really, It's third down. The time is going to be the most important thing.
Yeah, as soon as they whistle it and play, they'll be ready to go. They'll start the clock.
The official is moving them back so they can get the ball spotted precisely at the hash mark. So the situation is 4 seconds to go in the first half. Louisville is at the Southern Mississippi 4-yard line. It is third down. And he grounds the football and stops that clock 2 seconds. And that'll bring Akers onto the field.
Well, that was the only downside of the run by Jeff Brohm. He certainly had the real estate there, but with no timeouts left, Louisville, fortunately, it was close enough for that measurement, or they'd had no play at all and an opportunity to stop it. So now at least they'll get a chip shot field goal effort by Akers here, but this is not an easy kick. A very severe angle the closer you get to the goalpost.
21 yards away. Akers missed his extra point attempt earlier. But the field goal is good. So at the end of the first half, it has been a frustrating half for Louisville. It has been a wonderful half for Southern Mississippi. The Golden Eagles 24, the Cardinals 9 as we go to the locker room, and Don and I will be back with halftime activities after this timeout on Cardinal football.
Not all birds fly south for winter. Cardinals strut through Old Man Winter in the hottest new UofL official merchandise. This exclusive television offer includes this classy Nutmeg Mill sweater, a perfect way to show your Cardinal colors, or the best in casual wear like this Champion windsuit jacket and pants outfit, a must for comfortable occasions. And for that special Cardinal fan, cold weather's no problem with this great-looking DeLong wool jacket. Call now. The holiday season is coming soon, and these official items make great gifts.
Cool.
No, Cardinal cool.
Let me in, let me out. That's what power sliding's all about. Helps you in, helps you out. That's what power sliding's all about.
Now, the new Pontiac Transport gives you one touch other minivans don't. The all-new power sliding door. Just touch the button, let it slide.
New Pontiac Transport's ready to ride.
I've got some important news you ought to know about.
This man is a federal inspector. Kroger has brought him in to inspect every shipment of fresh seafood we buy. The shrimp, salmon, everything in our seafood department. We're not doing it because it's required. We're doing it because we want our seafood to be the best for you. Federally inspected seafood. Who else but Kroger would go this far?
McDonald's presents $1 Million Smiles for just $1.99. McDonald's Hamburger Happy Meal, just $1.99. It's nice to know that America's favorite meal for kids is still the happiest.
Now McDonald's latest Halloween fashions, just flying in McNebula, and boy are his arms tired. 6 toys with changeable costumes, one with each Happy Meal you buy your kids. Finally, McMummy in a spooky mix-and-match outfit.
A surprising first half here at Cardinal Stadium. Southern Mississippi up by 15 points over Louisville, 24-9. Don, Louisville really needed to nail a touchdown there at the end of the half to try to establish the momentum for the second half. They come away with a field goal.
Southern Mississippi, I think, David, after that first possession, a lot of people said, well, this is why they're a 1-4 football team. But what they proceeded to do was almost score 24 unanswered points. That would have been the case because Louisville scored first, but Louisville did get the chip shot field goal before the intermission. So Southern Mississippi had its dauber down maybe for a short period of time, but Jeff Bauer and company has a good football team. They're used to playing on the road. They do that a lot. You got to give them credit for coming back strong.
A lot of credit indeed. 24-9 your lead here at the half. We'll be back with more of halftime in just a minute. Right now, let's pause for this word from the University of Louisville.
Helping to shape health care for the future. The University of Louisville School of Medicine has received a planning grant from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation to help increase the number of generalist physicians in primary care. Coupled with the governor's designation of the Trover Clinic Foundation in Madisonville, Kentucky, as an off-campus teaching site, the School of Medicine hopes to expand on efforts to train and retain generalist physicians in rural areas.
The Trover Clinic has been in the area of both group practice and rural health care for a long time. They provide in Madisonville really first-class tertiary care, but have in the adjacent communities primary care networks. And I think it's consistent with the governor's plan in terms of health care reform to link networks of primary care with tertiary care centers.
We can't overnight train enough physicians to go cover all the areas of need, but it signals a change of philosophy. We've got the backing of the governor to do this. We've got strong support from the faculty and the chairman of all the departments here. So I think it is the beginning of turning the vehicle around and heading in the other direction.
In healthcare, education, technology, and a host of other areas, the University of Louisville is leading through learning.
We're back at Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. We're at halftime. Southern Mississippi, a surprising 24-9 lead against the Louisville Cardinals here at the intermission. Well, obviously, with the success of Louisville and a lot of teams in college football, the discussion's already underway about bowl games, and we're very, very pleased to have Derek Fox, who is with the Alamo Bowl. That's a relatively new bowl, probably to you, but we're going to talk about that today. But Derek, a familiar face, we had the pleasure of seeing him with the Fiesta Bowl when Louisville was there, and, of course, with the big win against Alabama. Derek was on the staff then. And, Derek, let's talk about the Alamo Bowl. I know you have a great new facility there, a lot of excitement about this game that I understand will be on New Year's Eve. Tell us about it.
That's right. We're on December 31st in the new Alamo Dome in San Antonio. It's a 65,000-seat facility and designed specifically for football. So it's a tremendous venue. We're televised nationally on ESPN, and the city is really behind the efforts down there.
One of the things I think a lot of people don't realize, and I'll be honest, I didn't at first till a few years ago, had the opportunity to visit San Antonio. And you talk about a city that's on the move and an exciting place and a sports-oriented city. You certainly got it there in San Antonio.
Very much so. I think if you look at his past track record, especially now with the Dome, we've had the Olympic Festival this year. We've had the Chavez-Whitaker fight. We have the 1998 Final Four already. Now the bowl game will just be another element to add to the mix in the sports community there in San Antonio.
One of the things about this particular bowl, and honestly it's been written about and talked about this year, there is an arrangement with some conferences. Why don't you explain that for our viewers and any possible options that might be available somewhere down the road?
Certainly. We have a tie-in with the Southwest Conference number 3 team and the Pacific 10 number 4 team. And really what we're trying to do is just be out and make sure we have our bases covered and take a look at the other teams. Obviously, I've had the good fortune of working with the University of Louisville program for my past track record at the Fiesta Bowl. So out here to see what the team is looking like, and obviously they're off to a 5-1 start, so maybe they'll come back in the second half and play more like they've been playing earlier in the year.
San Antonio, obviously being in the state of Texas, and when you talk about football, Texas is one of the states that you think about. That had to be a real incentive, and I guess the support of Alamo to get things going in the right direction. I guess it's not easy to get a new bowl and get it off the ground, is it?
No, it takes a lot of work, and just trying to educate the community because there's no Division I football program there, nor an NFL franchise. So obviously high school football is a major element down there. There are some schools within the Southwest Conference with an easy driving range, but still just educating the people about what a bowl game is all about and the economic impact it has in the city is tremendous.
One of the final things I wanted to ask you about, because certainly bowl people look at support for teams, and I think a lot of people were shocked when Louisville played Alabama under some different conditions, very honestly, that year. But the number of fans that came from Louisville, and you'd worked with the bowl for a lot of years, and I think everybody obviously was pleasantly surprised.
Oh, very much so. I mean, to see the kind of support this community has had for its football program, obviously traditionally been a big basketball school, but now with Coach Snellenberger and his staff and Ron Steiner and the crew, they're tremendous to work with, and obviously the support they've had now for the new stadium is just evidence that the program is on the rise.
Derek, good to visit with you as always. Best of luck to you and the Alamo Bowl. Maybe somewhere down the line the Cardinals will be there. Could be this year, of course. A lot of things would have to happen. But wish you the best of luck. You did a great job with the Fiesta Bowl, and I know you're excited, and we'll look forward to that bowl really growing from year to year.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and we look forward to following the Cardinals.
All right. Derek Fox with the Alamo Bowl, our guest here at halftime. More of our halftime will continue after this. The Southern Miss Golden Eagles lead it at the half, 24-9.
I don't think you can find better hospitals. Actually, Norton and Corsair Children's are both part of the Alliant health system. Yeah, you know, Jason was born at Norton. Oh, Corsair Children's? They're in a league all their own. Oh, yeah, and Dave had his outpatient surgery at Alliant Medical Pavilion. Yeah. Oh, look, if it were anyone in my family, I wouldn't want them anywhere except Alliant. Oh, no, it's good to ask now. Yeah, because you never know. Oh, I gotta go.
Alliant Health System, where wonders never cease.
Chevy announces a breakthrough. Introducing the 94 Chevy S-Series Extended Cab, so new from the inside out. Everything else is history.
Hi, I'm Don Russell, and we'd like to thank the fine people at Rhodes for being the official wardrobe sponsor of the Fox 41 Cardinal telecast team. At Rhodes, you find quality that's affordable.
In celebration of the 75th anniversary of Cardinal football, Great Financial Federal presents Great Moments in UofL football history. It was September 27, 1958, as the Louisville Cardinals hosted the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. Frank Cap's team down EKU 20-7. But not only was it a Cards victory, it was a record-setting night for running back Ken Porco. He scored on a 93-yard jaunt, which still stands as the longest run from scrimmage in UofL history.
At Great Financial Federal, we believe that every successful venture begins with a vision. To some, this is just an open field. To others, it's the vision of great things to come. Great Financial Federal is proud to participate in the continuing tradition of greatness at UofL. Join with us at Great Financial Federal as we proudly catch the vision. Call today and find out how you can support the UofL Stadium.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. We're at halftime. The Golden Eagles of Southern Mississippi came on strong after giving up the first possession touchdown to the University of Louisville, and the Golden Eagles lead it at the intermission by a score of 24-9. It's indeed my pleasure as our halftime continues to have a couple of special guests here. Ralph McFillin, the commissioner of the Metro Conference, and Bill McClellan, who's the athletic director at the University of Southern Mississippi. And Commissioner, we'll begin with you first. Our first time this year to visit here on a football game. I know the Metro season is underway in a lot of sports, and as always, looking forward to a lot of excitement in 93-94.
That's right, Don. We're looking forward to an excellent year in 1993-94 in Metro basketball particularly. Obviously, we've got some excellent players coming back. 8 of the top 10 players named to the All-Metro team last year are back. So we look forward to another fine year.
This worked out very well because one of the important things about the Metro Conference, indeed, is the conclusion with the Metro Conference tournament that has been held here in Louisville the past couple of years. A lot of success over the years. This year, though, the fine folks at Southern Mississippi will serve as the host. It's going to be in Biloxi. And the last time the tournament was there, it was met with a lot of success as well.
1990, we had an excellent year down there with the tournament. We're going back this year. We're very excited about our theme, Slamming in the Sand, down there in 1994.
One of the things, Bill, I know you're pleased about, first of all, is you're with your football team here in the first half.
Well, it's great right now.
Let's talk about the Metro Conference tournament because you realize you've been through it before. An awful lot of work has to come together with volunteers, your staff, people in Biloxi, and I would imagine having it in another city is not easy as well. But what a great city, and now it's on the move as well.
There might be more things happening in Biloxi than anywhere in the country at the time. You know, they got a lot of casinos down there. But we want to have another good tournament like we did in 1990. We think we held a first-class tournament, and that's our intention, to have a good tournament and let everybody come and have a great time. Louisville does an outstanding job, and they said something for us to go by, and so I'm going to have to step it up a level for Bill to have something else to go by.
Well, Commissioner, one of the things that I think is so neat about this particular conference is you have great camaraderie. Even though it's not a football league, here's a case where 2 of your conference schools are playing in a non-league game. And I think now a lot of people are looking at the Metro Conference. Some questions a few years ago, but some real stability now with the new teams that you've added.
No doubt we've turned it around. Obviously, we lost some quality teams, but we were able to pick up some outstanding institutions and teams. And as I said, we've got a good year looking forward to us as a conference in men's basketball, as well as our women's basketball, our other sports. We've got automatic bids in 5 different championships. We're really excited about the future of the Metro and what it has for us as a conference.
I think we'd be remiss, since we are standing here in Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, if we didn't mention the fact that the Metro Conference Women's Volleyball Championship will be here and some great volleyball in this league.
Very good, very good. In fact, to be playing a volleyball game tonight, I believe the Louisville Cardinals will be playing a team, and I've seen several volleyball teams. Again, automatic bid for our women's volleyball, women's basketball, baseball, soccer. Just an overall very strong program that we've got in the Metro.
Gentlemen, we'd like to thank you both very much. Bill, great to see you. Good luck in the second half, and we'll look forward to that Metro.
I'm glad to be here, but we're going to have the ladies playing at the same time the men in basketball down at Biloxi, too.
Okay, that's great. Commissioner, it's always nice to visit with you, and I'm sure we'll see you throughout the course of the year.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Don.
All right, Ralph McFillin and Bill McClellan, our guest here at halftime. We're at the intermission, and Southern Mississippi with the better of it right now against the Louisville Cardinals. 24-9 our score at the half. We'll be right back.
Levy's is Kentuckiana's #1 home center because we give you lower prices plus expert advice. Install a first-quality Lialco storm door the first time with a little help from Levy's. Check the Levy's ad in your paper.
Here in the Outback, we know what's important in life. Food.
You don't mind, do you?
No, mate. If you feel the same way, get to Outback Steakhouse.
I got a bloomin' good recipe for onions.
There are those who settle for nothing less than perfection. For just these people, we created Chrysler LHS. Leather-trimmed bucket seats for 5, 214 horsepower, road touring suspension. For these same people, we also created the remarkably affordable LHS Sport Lease. Whoever said you can't have it all has obviously never driven Chrysler LHS. The American luxury car is now in the fast lane at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
It's Smith's 34th anniversary sale, and you can help us celebrate by escaping from high prices and receiving a free vacation for 2 adults and 2 children to over 40 locations in the continental U.S. A new appliance purchase can let you see America first. Fine furniture can be your ticket to exciting adventure. Electronic bargains can let you escape to your vacation dreamland. Smith's has your travel plans to great savings, so get to Smith's 34th anniversary sale now. Who has great anniversary savings and a free vacation too? Smith's Furniture, Appliance, and Electronics. That's who.
Levy's is Kentuckiana's #1 home center because only Levy's gives you lower prices plus expert advice. Install your own stylish and functional Elger faucet with a little help from Levy's. Check your paper for the Levy sale going on now.
That's the score. Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles 24, the Louisville Cardinals 9. David Sullivan, Don Russell back with you here at halftime, Don. Certainly a surprise to many people to see Southern Mississippi leading. I think even the Southern Mississippi fans would admit that they're surprised at what's happened in this first half.
Well, that's the great thing about football and the challenging thing if you're a head football coach. You got to get your team ready to play every week, and Jeff Bauer's team was ready to play, especially after that first possession.
Let's take a look at the highlights from this first half. Predominantly it'll be Southern Mississippi, but Jeff Brohm moves them down the field early.
Jamie Asher has become his favorite target. You see the tight end make the catch there, get it in good scoring position inside the red zone.
Then they call the number of Fitzpatrick.
And he has his 4th TD rushing of the year. That time the trap untouched.
9 yards out, missed the extra point, and it was 6-0.
Now, this is Southern Mississippi's strength. It's running game. They have power with the fullback. They have speed with Boyd, the tailback. Boyd gets the score.
That capped a 90-yard drive. Then this 73-yard touchdown play.
Fake the pitch, fake the reverse, and wide open. You see the touchdown as it was McGee, and he takes it all the way for the score. And great catfish in Mississippi. That's not a catfish going in the net here. Whoa, that's McGee, but he went, got up real quickly. He felt better after that touchdown.
42-yard drive, Lamoro, a field goal.
And that helped Southern Mississippi. They got in a position to score, and not once did they fail once they got it in the red zone.
That made it 17-6. Now Boyd again scoring.
Once again, that big offensive line, the power game, and Boyd takes it straight forward, and Louisville got on before the end of the half here.
2 seconds left. Boyd barely got that through.
That's a tough kick for a kicker. The motion is high, and, of course, the angle is very severe. Now our Ford first half stats brought to you by your local Ford dealers, quality people and quality products.
You can see it's pretty well even considering the score in a 15-point margin. Turnovers, 1 for U of L.
And that cost Louisville. They were driving the ball well, but look at the rushing yardage. That's more than Louisville gives up normally in a game. 167 by Southern Mississippi in the first half.
That's a look at our first half statistics. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in a moment.
Big Sur has oak wall-to-wall. This Nordwin's oak wall is just $3.99. Add the waterbed and it's $6.39. Or choose the Arizona or Bayview walls for $7.99. Add the waterbed and they're $9.99. Big Sur Waterbeds, America's largest. More than anything else, kids love to study.
Not.
Well, Kids Beds makes homework easier with over 15 affordable study centers. These 4-piece units start at only $179.99. Kids Beds next to Big Sur Waterbeds.
And now for something different.
Domino's new thin crust pizza.
It's really something.
A crispy, crackly, crunchy crust pizza. It's a whole nother taste in a whole nother way.
Now that's something.
Try it now and you'll also get
something for nothing when you call Domino's.
Buy a medium extra crispy thin crust pizza with 1 or more toppings and get 2 cans of Coke Classic free. Or buy a large and get 4 cans free.
The new Tell City Trail collection is now on display in Schmitt's newly remodeled Tell City showroom. Crafted in natural wood and aged worn paint finishes, these new pieces feature classic American design. Casual lifestyle is featured in this Colonial Mission living room collection and the rustic family-sized dining room. The rugged mountain retreat selections with the sled cocktail table. Save up to 30% off during Schmitt's Tell City month and get free delivery and in-home placement within 50 miles.
The affordable furniture store, Schmitt Furniture. On the furniture corner of State and Main in New Albany.
University of Louisville Cardinal football is brought to you in part by Pepsi-Cola General Bottler, makers of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and today's All Sport, the isotonic drink of the Louisville Cardinals. By Great Financial Federal, your key to financial security. By Alliant Health System, where wonders never cease. By McDonald's, what you want is what you get at McDonald's today. By the Kentucky Lottery, it's your game. By your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. And by Kroger, always on the cutting edge.
Here's a comparison of the two quarterbacks after the first half. Bentley certainly has not had to throw the ball as much as Brohm.
No, because of the good running game. But you see, when he did throw the football, he threw it with a purpose. And then, of course, Jeff Brohm, no touchdowns, no interceptions in the first half.
39, David Akers will kick off for Louisville.
Coach Snellenberger a moment ago getting his team ready. I guess second half going.
Yep, and he told the team in the locker room at halftime that he knew the defense could shut this team down. They needed to do that. He said the offense is capable of scoring 3 to 4 touchdowns. And I think most importantly, he challenged the seniors and said, you know what it takes to win. We feel like you got enough to do it. Go out and get it. And our third quarter, by the way, is brought to you by Alliant Health System, where wonders never cease.
Louisville kicks off. Akers with the foot into the football. And Boyd will take it from the 3. Boyd's looking for running room around the corner. And he gets up to the 25 before he is hit there by Anthony Bridges.
Barry Boyd
and Tony Bethel.
Bethel, Cooper, and
so Southern Mississippi's first possession of the second half at their 26-yard line. They lead by 15 points, 24-9. Louisville, who has had injuries on defense, particularly at linebacker. Johnny Frost is back in there now to start the second half. He had gone out, shaken up in the first half. Marcus Hill is also in at linebacker. Cavallo is not starting the second half. Here's the pitch to Boyd, and he is caught back at the 25. Ben Sumter, and the football has been turned over to Louisville. You're looking at Marcus Hill celebrating, and just like that, lightning has struck.
Big plays can change the momentum of a game. A big possession for Southern Mississippi. And on the option play, Louisville will come up with the football. Marcus Hill, the recipient, but I think it was Kendall Brown that created it. Southern Mississippi on the other end, trying to get things back together emotionally. But Louisville comes up with a big, big play. Kendall Brown created it, and Marcus Hill recovered it.
Louisville's got it. They'll go to the shotgun on first down and 10 from the Southern Mississippi 20. First big break of this ball game for Louisville. Bailey streaking for the end zone. The ball in the air, broken up. He caught it. He caught it. What a catch by Aaron Bailey. A second half is just 27 seconds old, and Louisville has scored. And what a dramatic catch by Bailey.
He caught it off his stomach, David. He kept it alive. They're going to go for two here, but watch Aaron Bailey. It looked like it was broken up. Indeed it was, but he kept it right at his belly, gained possession, and he says, yeah, I want to see you, Crunch Zone. Get rid of the helmet. That could help in a big, big way right there. Getting the turnover and then getting the touchdown on the first play.
And now to try to convert the two-point conversion. Brohm has him up with Kevin Cook split to the bottom of your screen along with Aaron Bailey. The score is 24-15. Louisville going for two. Brohm in a shotgun. Throws it to the end of the end zone. Out of the end zone. Cook catches it. Incomplete because he was out of the end zone. Dawkins was tied up down in the end zone trying to get open, but the two-point conversion fails, so Louisville trails 24-15.
Levy's is Kentuckiana's #1 home center because we give you lower prices plus expert advice. Why does Levy sell more Class A fire-resistant ceiling tile? It's probably the variety of patterns. Check the Levy's ad in your paper.
Recognize this sign? It's easy to understand. It means it's the best time of year to buy. It means you'll find the best selection of Ford cars and trucks. It means big savings on 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles in America. It brings you special clearance discounts on Ford Ranger, America's #1 selling compact pickup, and Ford Escort, America's #1 selling small car. It's a sign of the times. Time to save. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. A sign you can't afford to miss.
It's here. Bristol Bar and Grille's Anniversary 93. A month-long celebration of wines, spirits, and delicious foods guaranteed to excite the senses and not the budget. Every day, new Bristol Anniversary specials, new wines, new surprises. As a reminder of the ingredient that's made Bristol Bar and Grille a Louisville landmark, delicious food. Join the celebration. Bristol Bar and Grille, downtown, uptown, open early and late.
Why is Levy's Kentuckiana's #1 home center? Because only Levy's gives you lower prices plus famous brand names. General Electric and Levy's are #1 in Louisville. Light up your home for less with our full selection of GE bulbs. Check the Levy's ad in your paper.
24-15. Louisville scores 27 seconds into the second half.
You think Coach Snellenberger's not the emotional leader on that sideline? He indeed is. Watch the touchdown again. He challenged the seniors. 2 of them come up with a big play. Bailey takes it from senior Brohm. He kept it in front of him. Thomas got a piece of it, but that's extreme concentration. So as good as that play is, Aaron Bailey shows that if you put your mind into it, keep your eyes on the ball, you can catch it, and he did.
Two-point conversion, no good. 24-15 is the score. From the 10, Boyd gets a seam and gets out to the 30, and he's hit hard. And there are flags down back at the 23-yard line. And Anthony Bridges lowered the boom. There you see it, how quick you can score. And Snellenberger said at halftime this offense can score 2 or 3 touchdowns.
He's got one of them.
Quickly. See what the flag is.
Going to be a personal foul against Louisville, I think, and that's going to give Southern Mississippi once again, David, great field position. A good return, and then you tack on the 15 yards, and that brings it all the way out to the 44-yard line.
Dead ball, personal foul.
That's one of the things Howard Snellenberger mentioned at his press conference he's very, very concerned about is the number of penalties being assessed against his team this year. And I think he's wanting to know who it was and what happened.
Last week, West Virginia was able to establish great field position throughout the second half with tremendous kickoff returns. And Louisville with a penalty gives, so they missed the ball near midfield. Boyd, nowhere to go. Well, you can just feel the increased adrenaline flowing from the Louisville defense. Joe Johnson and Kendall Brown. They weren't going to let him turn the corner, and Southern Miss was able to turn the corner defensively pretty easily in the first half.
They were indeed. I'm sure some adjustments were made by Ty Smith and that defensive staff because Southern Mississippi's ground game was too successful in the first half.
Second down and 10. Golden Eagles lead at 24-15. There's nothing there for McGee. That's Joe Johnson, number 94. Boy, they lowered the boom on McGee.
Watch the front wall here for Louisville. Right there, you see Hanna plugs the hole, and that allows Joe Johnson to make the hit. It was Jim Hanna, the right tackle, and Joe Johnson, the right end, that combined for a good stop. And this crowd is excited now. The Cardinals trying to make a comeback against a tough, hard-nosed Southern Mississippi team.
They've got 3rd down and 11. And Southern Miss has been very successful on 3rd down conversions. Bentley being chased. Upfield. Incomplete. And it's 4th down. Pearson was out there as the intended receiver, but the ball hit the ground. Good 10 yards in front of him.
Would not be the least bit surprised, David, in this situation where Louisville might go up after and try to block this punt. They came close earlier. You like to do this when the emotions are high. That little extra step sometimes can make a difference.
Ray Ganong on the sideline. 10 men up on the line to rush this punt. Eric Estes had one almost blocked earlier. This one's going to be non-returnable. And this is going to back Louisville up at their 5-yard line as Ralph Dawkins stood at the 10 and watched you hit and squib down to the 5.
There's a simple rule of thumb if you're catching a punt. If you put your heels on the 10-yard line, if it's inside of you, you let it go. If it's not, you got to field it. Ralph made a critical error there in not fielding that punt, and as a result, with 10 men rushing, obviously there wasn't going to be much of a return, but instead of being at the 10 or 15, possibly the 20-yard line, now it's back inside the 10, just across the 5. Ralph made an error last week against West Virginia, fielding one inside the 10. That has to be straightened out.
About 95 yards for Jeff Brohm in the Louisville offense, away from the end zone. Brohm comes out throwing, and he's got his man up at the 15. The pass was completed to Cook, number 5, up at the 15. He's going to be very, very close to a 1st down.
Reggie Ferguson here at the end of this Jeff Brohm reception. A little square in. He makes the catch, bobbles it, and then takes a hard hit. Good defense. L.T. Gully came up.
That indeed was Ferguson, and he got the 1st down. 12:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ferguson gets the 1st down. It's at the 16. Southern Mississippi looking like they're going to stunt defensively. A long count by Brohm. A flag is thrown at the 17. Holding call against Louisville.
Tell you what, there wasn't much there at all for Ralph Dawkins, and yet another penalty against Louisville. Tell you what, we've seen more yellow from these flags this year than they tie those ribbons around the old oak tree. I mean, there have been too many penalties against Howard Schnellenberger's team by his own admission, and he wants to get to the bottom of it.
1st down.
So the play earlier, David, gave Louisville some breathing room, the pass to Ferguson, and now the penalty pushes it right back. Once again, game of field position, time of possession. Garen Patrick, the center, or actually playing guard today, was guilty of the hold. Not a happy camper there.
1st down, 20 to go. Reggie Ferguson split to the bottom of your screen. In motion is Sean Jackson. Brohm being chased, lets it fly incomplete. He just threw that one out of bounds to get rid of it. Ferguson at the 3-yard line, or at the 15-yard line, was covered well. A little bit below his season percentage of 60-some-odd% completions.
Yeah, here's a guy, David, that has really been outstanding. He has had the last 4 games, he's averaged over 300 yards passing, 309 to be exact. And he's passing for almost more than 100 yards per game than he did at this point last season.
5th now on the UofL all-time passing list. 2nd down and 20. From the shotgun, Brohm stands at the 1-yard line. He's going long for Sean Jackson. And Jackson is interfered with. The flag was thrown almost immediately by the official. Number 19, Perry Carter, was on the coverage.
Smart play by Perry Carter, believe it or not, because in college football, once again, remember, it only is going to cost you 15 yards. Sean Jackson had the stop, and in professional football, of course, that's a first down at the spot of the infraction, but he gives up only the 15 yards there, a square in pattern, and Sean Jackson with the great speed. Now watch 19. Carter knows he's beaten, so he did the right thing. That could have been a Louisville touchdown, and now it's just going to cost him 15 yards. That's one of the things in college football that I think you need to think about in terms of rule changes. But once again, the downside of that is it's always a judgment call, and it can be very penal against your team, obviously.
Howard Snellenberger trying to intensify his Cardinals to get them back into this football game. I think they're back in it. They just are down by 9 at 24-15. They scored 27 seconds into the second half. Jackson splits to the right. 1st and 10 after the penalty for pass interference. Southern Mississippi fakes the blitz. Here they come. Here it is out in the flat to Fitzpatrick, and he's tripped up at the 19 for a loss on the play of a couple of yards.
Was a nice play by Eugene Harmon there, David. He got by the intended blocker, Sean Christ, who was trying to get out in front there, but Harmon didn't allow that, and the sophomore outside linebacker, a returning starter, did a good job. Had Harmon not been in that position, there was a blocker and a lot more yardage for Fitzpatrick, so number 22 for Southern Mississippi, Harmon, a good job defensively.
With 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's the shotgun formation and 2nd down, 11. From the Louisville 20, here's Brohm. Throws complete, but only for a couple of yards, up to about the 24-yard line. They'll mark it at the 25. Rod Thomas, the true freshman, number 3, on the coverage. So Brohm going a couple of times here in this drive to Reggie Ferguson.
Looked like Reggie might have injured his right hand as he comes off the field. He was holding it a little bit. And
well, this is going to be an important play at 3rd down and 6.
Possession play right here to keep the drive alive and the momentum going for Louisville.
Brohm looks over the middle for Jackson, incomplete off his fingertips up at the 42, but we've got a flag on the other side of the field at about the 34.
I think they were holding Jamie Asher, the tight end who's the leading receiver for Louisville, was being held up illegally. And yet another flag. This one is the hold against Southern Mississippi. And Jeff Bauer now going to get his 2 cents worth in.
He's going to get a nickel's worth.
Yeah, I believe so.
Defense against an eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I think Jamie Asher was being held. Jeff Bauer doesn't like it. He's a real competitor. Of course, he was as a quarterback for Southern Miss. Of course, Curly Holman left to go to LSU under a lot of heat now, playing a big game in Lexington against Kentucky today.
Just over 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. The penalty makes it 1st down, and Jeff Brohm calling off his play at the line of scrimmage on an audible. And on the ground, Fitzpatrick turns a corner and drives for a 1st down, or it depends on the spot. It'll be very near the 45-yard line. He was hit by Rod Thomas and Gerald Watterson, but 5'10", 203-pound Chris Fitzpatrick.
He's not going to outrun anybody, but he will run over you. Despite his size, he gets by 1 block, gets away from 2 potential tacklers, and fights for the 1st down yardage. A good look at the junior, the fullback out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
So this drive kept alive by a penalty on Southern Mississippi for holding, and now a 10-yard run by Fitzpatrick. Back on the ground to Anthony Shellman. Anthony Shellman, finally hit by Rod Thomas, holds his hands up in the air. He has just picked up another 1st down. Louisville is driving the football, and they're moving it on the ground.
Big number 29 has not been doing much in the running game since that big game against Texas. And here you see him. He has size, he has speed, and he has power. and you see him get a good gainer. Jeff Brohm is in a package now that allows him to call the plays in the huddle and then, of course, change it at the line whenever he wants to. So they know what the package is, but Brohm has the option of trying to get into a better play.
This time he'll take the snap from under center at the 35. Wisely tucks it in and runs with it. Jeff Brohm out of bounds at the 20, picks up another first down. Brohm, had he attempted to throw that pass, probably would have had it smacked right back at him.
Yeah, he wanted to throw it real quick here, David. And when he came to the near side, he didn't find anything. And he saw there was no backside help. And the indication of the first down from the crunch zone there. But another alert play by Jeff Brohm to recognize the coverage was good. He wheeled it to the opposite direction and ran for the first down.
Bailey is out, and Ferguson, number 3, and Cook, number 5, are in at the wideouts. Back to Shellman. Shellman drives inside the 15. Anthony Shellman. He's chasing Dawkins to be the leading rusher on this team. Today, these runs will put Shellman over 300 yards.
Well, the plan today was to have both Shellman and Dawkins, as I mentioned, David, available to have a fresh tailback. And Gary Nord said, hey, we can run the football against this team, and we feel we can do it even more effectively if we have arrested Dawkins and Shellman. That was a nice draw play, and Shellman beginning to pick up some confidence in this game. He's one of those players that if he gets on a roll, is awesome. But if he's not in that sync, he doesn't always produce a lot.
He had a gain of 5 there. Second down and 5. That's Cook in motion. Hand off to Shellman. Inside the 10. There's a flag. The ball is coughed up. This is a big old tackle. 94 with the ball up to midfield and finally knocked down. That is Michael Tobias, who is 6'3", 275. Radcliffe, the safety, ripped the ball loose, but there's a penalty marker back at the 17-yard line.
It's going to be a hold against Louisville. It's going to be declined, so that drive that started back on the 5, David, ends up inside the 20. And if Anthony Shellman has one bugaboo, he does have a tendency sometime to fumble the football. That's a big, big stand there for Southern Mississippi. You see right here, Shellman looking for yardage. Now he cuts it back in. It's stripped right there. It was Melvin Ratcliffe, number 30, that stripped it. And then big Michael Tobias picks it up, and he's rumbling with it. 6'3", 275.
Now Louisville needs to make a defensive stand. Southern Mississippi with a breath of life at 8:05 in the third quarter at the Louisville 47. Bentley rolling. And Bentley will go down to the sideline for a gain of about 5 or 6.
Well, once again, David, we talk about a game of turnovers and field position. And there was a case where Louisville on that last drive, as you see Danny Hope talking to the offense, and Louisville took it in bad field position, moved it in the red zone, and then stopped their possession because of that turnover. That's the things in college football that Howard Schnellenberger said, the 2 elements, turnover ratio and field position. Most 2 important things in any game.
They got receivers split to the left. Second down and 4 after Bentley's gain of 6. Bentley chase. It's got a first down. Bentley down to the Louisville 20-yard line. Well, Kevin Bentley, a sophomore, has certainly shown a lot of composure. We have an injured player, Jim Hanna, back at midfield.
Well, you watch Bentley. We said he is not a real threat to run too much. He hasn't done it, but this time he recognizes the pressure is there. So once he gets it across the line of scrimmage, good yardage, and Bentley does a good job of picking it up, first down yardage, and then some. He's getting a little bit better with every play, David. As I mentioned, a junior college player, but only a sophomore in eligibility.
Taking advantage of the rushing aggressive defense that Louisville has, and Hanna right now is being worked on up at the 48-yard line.
That's one of the things that you get. As you see, Hanna probably had a stinger, gets up. The penetration's important to stop the run, but if you get that penetration and the quarterback recognizes the fact that you're in there, he can blow it up that hole in the middle and pick up good yardage, and Bentley has done exactly that for the Golden Eagles.
Biggest lead in this game was 24-6. Louisville kicked a field goal right at halftime to make it 24-9. and then a touchdown 27 seconds into the second half, and it's a 2-point conversion fails 24-15.
The Alliant third quarter tells you that Southern Mississippi hanging on to the 9-point lead, but approaching that red zone. They're just outside the 20 right now. Of course, with Hannah out, Terrence Roscoe is in at right tackle, 6'3", 260 junior.
This is first down. And on the ground to McGee. He's got a big gain inside the 15-yard line. Tripped up by Terry Quinn. But Howard McGee's had a big gain. He's limping a little bit on his way back. He's caught passes for touchdowns. He's had big runs. He's done it all.
This guy averaged 9.7 yards per carry coming in, and you can see why. He's upset that he didn't get more yardage, but as I mentioned, nearly 100 yards rushing last week against Georgia in that loss that Southern Mississippi felt they had a chance to win. Georgia came from behind late and then blew it open.
Second down and 3, Southern Mississippi. And Boyd is cracked right in the middle of the line. Joe Johnson led the defensive charge for Louisville. He needed 3 to pick up a first down. Needed to get somewhere in the vicinity of the 11.
And the rain begins to fall once again. Of course, this turf is a flat artificial surface, but when it was installed a few years ago for both baseball and football, it actually does have a drainage system. It rained rather hard this morning, but you will not see standing water on this field as you look from our field level camera. And now the ponchos and garbage bags and plastic coming out.
They need 1 yard here. It's third down. Pitch back to Boyd. He's got the corner. He's got the first down. He's still in bounds and out at about the, or down at about the 9.
Well, Southern Mississippi, David, if they can get it in here, that is really, really big for the offense, because the defense shut them down earlier in this half, in the third quarter, and the offense moved it from its own 5 and then turned it over. So if the offense for Southern Mississippi can score for Jeff Bauer right now, that gives them some breathing room once again.
First down and goal from the Louisville 8-yard line with 6:02 in the third. Up the middle to about the 6.
McKinney.
That is Myron McKinney, sophomore from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 5'11", 185-pound back. Has it at the 6 for a gain of 2. It'll now be second down and goal.
Now, Southern Mississippi, we mentioned, likes to run the football. They're averaging 155 a game on the ground. They're well past that. They surpassed that in the first half.
Second and goal at the 5.
Bentley to his right, throws for the end zone. Watson is there. Ball is caught out of bounds. Out of the end zone. It is incomplete. Darius Watson on the coverage. Bentley looks a little upset that it was not a touchdown, but it was out of the end zone.
Larry Norton, number 83, the tight end. A little play action rolls right. The blitz was on by Bridges here, and Watson left on his own. And you see the incompletion. He couldn't hang on to it. It might have been a catch had he been able to make the reception there, because it looked like his feet were in bounds, and now Southern Mississippi is going to have to make some adjustments here.
It's third down and goal from the 5. The clock is at 5 minutes and 12 seconds. You see how this current drive, which was set up by a fumble recovery, Shellman coughed it up. On the ground to McGee, and he is stacked up at the 5 by Leonard Ray. And the Louisville defense has made a big stand here, and it's going to be a field goal attempt coming up for Johnny Lamaro.
If Louisville can hold here, as you can see on our replay, good strength this time. The wrap-up came immediately from Leonard Ray, and he threw him down, because now Louisville down, of course, by 9 points. This field goal will make it 12, so it's still just 2 touchdowns.
A 23-yard attempt for Lamaro. A sophomore from Midfield, Alabama. His long one has been 42 yards. This is well within his range. And this one is perfect. 27-15, Southern Mississippi by 12. We've got 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter at Cardinal Stadium.
I've got some good news, and then I've got some great news. The good news is, now's the time to see your Lincoln Mercury dealer. The great news is this.
Now during model year closeout, Mercury Grand Marquis is only $19,990. An incredible price on the most comfortable Grand Marquis ever. V8 power, standard dual airbags, and more. During model year closeout, all just $19,990.
If I were you, I'd stop watching television and get down to your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Hurry, model year closeout ends soon.
The year 2032. The city, Los Angeles. The movie, Demolition Man. The restaurant.
Now, all restaurants are Taco Bell.
The demo deal. Buy a burrito supreme, nachos, and a large drink for one low price. And get an official Demolition Man movie poster absolutely free. I'm impressed. The supply's limited. The conclusion, get to Taco Bell today.
No dip? For a really great Halloween, pick up tons of Pepsi and Doritos.
Cardinal Stadium, 27-15, Southern Mississippi bidding for an upset today over Louisville. They just scored on a 23-yard Lamaro field goal. Took them 3 minutes and 36 seconds to take advantage of Anthony Shellman's fumble and get a field goal.
And not only the fumble, but Tobias being able to pick it up and give him good field position out across the 40.
Aaron Bailey standing at the end line. Bailey doesn't even get back to the 20. Stopped up at about the 18-yard line. Rod Thomas and Terry Nunn on the stop for Southern Miss.
Flag.
Let's
That's
see what
a big
that is.
Surprise, isn't it?
Way on the other end of the field up by the kicking team.
Must be an offside. That would be about the only thing you could imagine would happen here. So Louisville's going to get another opportunity.
Howard Snellenberger calling his team off to the sideline. They'll kick it again.
Offsides against the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Re-kick, 5 yards.
That should never happen.
4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. Southern Mississippi trailed once in this game at 6-0. They scored and took the lead 7-6 and have been in the lead ever since. And that was in the first quarter.
The kicker is the first man that should arrive at the football, and the rule is everybody should be a step or two behind the kicker. And now Louisville will get another chance and should get some field position at it. As you mentioned, David, they were shy of the 20-yard line, so Bailey should have an opportunity to get quite a bit more additional yardage here with a decent return.
This time, Bailey will be at about his 5-yard line.
He did it again. He was offside again. Free kick.
From the 5 is Bailey. Bailey with a tremendous burst of speed over the 30 to the 33. The flag again back at the Southern Mississippi 35.
Harmon was the guy that did it again, David.
Lamar's already back and ready to kick it again.
Unbelievable. It's a different lineup for Southern Mississippi when they approach the kickoff in the specialty teams. The Southern Miss player is down. Looks like the injured player is Ronald Jones, who's on special teams.
Backup fullback.
And they're going to kick it again. Bring it back to the 25-yard line.
Offsides against the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. We played it out.
It was obvious. It was right in front of us. And, I mean, Harmon did it twice as you see Jones a little bit wobbly going off the field. Doc Harrington, again, the trainer out for Southern Mississippi. But they line up. We'll watch this kickoff. Southern Mississippi has a much different alignment as they line at each end 3 players in a row. And then as they start to approach the football, then they pan out and go in a straight line. Much, much different than you see from most teams.
Here's Louisville getting ready to receive the kick. This time they move him back 5 more yards. So Lamaro's kick will be from the 25. 4:17 to go here in the third quarter.
Now watch when Southern Mississippi breaks here. When their alignment comes out initially, it's much different. And if I were Harmon, I'd be back around the goal line right now. That's 2 times in a row.
Well, Lamaro's moved it to the other hash mark.
Maybe that'll help. But watch when Southern Mississippi breaks here. They'll end up doing what most teams do, but they put 3 players on each end. Well, now they're going to go to their, watch them line up here. Now they'll eventually all get in a straight line. They're trying to disguise the lanes that they're going to run. Usually you see everybody in a line.
Well, they say third time's a charm. Lamaro, a very high kick. Bailey will have it at his 15. He's got a block, but not enough. He's hit at the 30, so after all of the kick exchanges, Louisville nets about 12 yards on it. Ratcliffe made the tackle, number 30, along with Byron Burns.
And Aaron Bailey looks like he might have hurt himself a little bit as he was grimacing as he came off the field. And Wayne Trillo, the trainer, coming over. That's Wayne in the white Louisville shirt next to him. And you can tell Aaron not exactly 100% right now.
But see the statistical offensive picture getting closer and closer. But the score is 12 points Southern Mississippi. Brohm fakes over the middle to Asher. Wide open. He's got it at midfield. Jamie Asher, the favorite target this year for Jeff Brohm. Covered by Gully, and Ratcliffe hauls it down, and Louisville's on the move.
Boy, Jeff Brohm really had Southern Mississippi's defense, because watch him. He fakes a draw, fakes a screen left, fakes a screen right, and he knew he was throwing right across the middle of Jamie Asher. The linebackers took the fake. That allowed Asher to get a step, make the catch, and get it in Southern Mississippi territory.
No huddle from the shotgun. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Louisville down by 12, trying to come back. Throws incomplete, off of the hands of Asher.
Threw that at his knees a little bit.
A little bit behind him. Stops the clock at 3:52 in the third quarter.
Howard Schnellenberger now out on the field talking to one of the officials. But Louisville's going with that hurry up, David. You're right. They're going without the huddle. They have the package set. They're trying to get it going.
They're down by 12 with just inside 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Now they're in the shotgun. Brohm looks over the middle for Asher, and he's got it. Got a first down. Jamie Asher, a nifty job of running, eluding a tackler, and down to the 34, where he is hit by Tyrone Mix.
This guy has developed into an outstanding receiver. He's a good blocker. Plus, on top of that, he's just a tough, hard-nosed kid that knows how to get extra yardage after he catches the football. And Louisville, once again, going with that hurry-up offense. Trying to keep Southern Mississippi from getting any chance to regroup on defense.
Brohm yelling something out to Cook. Looking for Cook down the sideline. He caught it. And into the end zone, Kevin Cook. Harry Carter could not prevent it.
Well, the Gorilla liked it.
That is 6 touchdowns on the year for Kevin Cook.
And David, once again, I think the hurry-up offense doesn't give your defense a chance to collect itself, and Brohm goes right to Kevin Cook, sure-handed. He's being held right there already. There was no flag, should have been, but it's a touchdown anyway. I mean, Harry Carter was on the back of Kevin Cook right there, but Cook makes the catch anyway.
They'll go for one. Akers on to try the point after. The kick is up. It is good. And the score, it's a 5-point game. This is the closest Louisville has been in a long time. 3:33 to go. Southern Miss by 5.
I go simple, I go easy, I go Greyhound.
Now when you plan ahead, you can save 50% with Go Easy fares. It's our biggest discount, so call now.
I go Greyhound.
Historically, Chrysler luxury liners have had all the excitement of a bowl of prunes, said Motor Trend magazine. Enter the Chrysler New Yorker. 24 valves, 214 horses, and award-winning cab-forward design.
on, get the lead out.
No prune, but it is available in black cherry. The New Yorker, an eloquent expression of form following function at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Why do people keep coming back for Hardee's Fried Chicken?
Tastes real good.
Tastes great.
Very fresh.
And how about those biscuits?
Oh, great. Biscuits.
Are you ready?
Hold it!
Pardon me?
It's the perfect 10 deal. Get 10 pieces of Hardee's Fried Chicken and 5 biscuits for only $5.99. That's 10.
Gigantic.
Pieces, 5.
Warm right from the oven.
Biscuits, $5.99. And in the morning, don't forget Hardee's 99-cent breakfast values. Okay, now.
Are you ready for some real food?
Yeah.
Hardee's.
Dieters have different needs, so Accutrim made different formulas.
My appetite was humongous before Accutrim Maximum Strength.
I would lose my willpower after 3 p.m. until late day.
If it weren't for 16-hour, I'd eat all day and all night.
Accutrim, one is right for you.
Southern Mississippi has been outscored 13-3 in this third quarter. And, Don, this is just perfection.
Once again, the challenge to the seniors. 2 seniors. Brohm hooks up with Kevin Cook. The 14th touchdown pass of the year for Jeff Brohm. And Carter, riding his back, never did bring down. A good look at Kevin Cook, who is the recipient of that Brohm pass. And that's the scoring drive. It took less than a minute.
And now Akers with a deep kick. Taken by 21 Boyd. He is hit and stopped by Anthony Saunier, number 19. And the rest of the special team unit short of the 20-yard line.
Anthony Saunier did what you have to do in kickoff coverage. The first man down there has to throw his body into the play and mess up any kick return, and that's exactly what he did. And now Southern Mississippi, David, has to deal with the noise of the crunch zone.
And it's deafening if you're down at that end of this stadium. Look at that statistic. Louisville is just thrashing the Golden Eagles in this half. Boyd. He's chased by Hill, and he's got a gain of about 4, and I'd say Boyd did a nice job. He kind of froze Marcus Hill with a fake and got 4 on his own. 27-22. Southern Mississippi by 5.
Well, let's see how Bentley handles this now. He's been very composed as the quarterback today for Southern Mississippi, but now that lead is less than a touchdown at 5 points, and you see the rain coming down here at Cardinal Stadium, and let's see if Southern Mississippi can weather the crunch zone, the noise, and a fired up Louisville team right now.
Well, they've shown that they can make the big plays. Complete. 97 Leonard Ray right there to make the tackle. And the Louisville defense has suddenly toughened.
Watch Leonard Ray, 6'3", 295, and I mean, he smelled the screen from the beginning and just rolls over Myron McKinney there. And the gorilla, I don't know who that is in that. That might be John Ramsey in that costume there. He's running around somewhere. The gorilla, a new addition, and now has its feathers up.
Now it's 3rd and 7. The whole stadium is screaming, pass complete over the middle. This is a big play, and it's going to be a first down up to the 35-yard line. And that's Fred Brock. And, Don, you said in the pregame he could be the big play man.
And he almost broke that one all the way, David. Louisville had the blitz on that time, and Bentley recognized it and had the right call. That little square in pattern to sophomore. You see the blitz there with Marcus Hill coming? He threw it going back. And there's Brock, who has breakaway speed. And fortunately, Louisville, finally Sumter wraps him up. But that was a big, big first down play for Southern Mississippi and Jeff Bauer.
They've got a first down at the 35. Minute 34 to go here in the third quarter. Bentley on the pitch to Boyd. Flag is down. Boyd, here are more flags. Boyd over the 40. Flags on both sides of the field. Jim Hanna made the tackle. And look for a holding call against Southern Mississippi.
Well, the first one certainly came in that area of holding, and I would assume the second one would be as well.
Could be a block behind the back also.
Well, both coaches peering out to want to know what this might be. Oh, offsides against Louisville, holding against Southern Miss, so they'll offset. Must have lined up offsides because there certainly wasn't any jumping.
So it'll be first down again from the Southern Mississippi 35. A minute and 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter at Cardinal Stadium.
Well, what do we say about Southern Miss and Louisville when they get together, David? It's always interesting.
It's always a battle. Howard Snellenberger calls them the old nemesis.
Well, they've been more than that today.
Winding down to the last minute of the third quarter. Bentley looking incomplete and almost intercepted. That was Frost. Johnny Frost. The intended receiver was McKinney, and it just bobbled out of the hands of Frost.
And Frost was there. Darius Watson almost had a chance at it. Had to step up and throw. It's tipped. Frost gives a chance, gets one hand on it, and Watson was running in the direction of that tip ball as well. Beverly Snellenberger on the sideline. And Coach Snellenberger's beautiful wife.
56 seconds to go in the third. 2nd and 10. Bentley looks, throws, complete. Hit at the 40 and 5 yards short of the first down. Kevin Gaines lured to boom on Scott Harper, 86. Battling about 3rd and 5, Don.
You see what Bentley there was telling Harper that he ran a different route than he expected. He got him the ball. Watch it here. Little play action. He's looking for the tight end all the way. And Harper, he wanted him to cut it out there. Instead, he just caught the football. So a big 3rd down play for Southern Miss now.
They have faced several critical 3rd downs, and this will be one of them. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Bentley. Throwing for the sideline. That could have been picked off. There was nobody over there. Nobody except Cardinals. And it's 4th down. And Louisville will get the football back as the clock says 12 seconds to go in the third.
And the crowd applauds the defense. And there you see Jeff Bauer, who was a quarterback himself. And you have to know that he has done a terrific job bringing Bentley along more and more each week. That's the advantage of having a head coach that was a quarterback.
10 men on the line to rush Estes. He got it out of there. Dawkins driven back to the 15. Ralph Dawkins knocked out at about the 27.
Boy, he got a lot out of that.
Gerald Watterson.
Nobody was back to help him. He did get a late block, and that was a pretty good return by Ralph Dawkins because it was 1 against 10 there. Not good odds.
That's the end of the third quarter, and Louisville has closed the gap. They trail Southern Miss 27-22. They got a quarter of football left at Cardinal Stadium.
Not all birds fly south for winter. Cardinals strut through Old Man Winter in the hottest new UofL official merchandise. This exclusive television offer includes this classy Nutmeg Mill sweater, a perfect way to show your Cardinal colors, or the best in casual wear like this Champion windsuit jacket and pants outfit, a must for comfortable occasions. And for that special Cardinal fan, cold weather's no problem with this great-looking DeLong wool jacket. Call now. The holiday season is coming soon, and these official items make great gifts.
Cool.
No, Cardinal cool.
Hi. Is this space taken?
No.
Then I'll sit down.
You want a Bud Light?
Not yet.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
How about a little help here?
No dip?
For a really great Halloween, pick up tons of Pepsi and Doritos.
Great Financial Federal. You build a team with talent, build it solid, make it hum, and you build a winning program for all the years to come. Make Financial Federal your key to financial security.
At halftime, Louisville trailed 24-9. They have roared back and outscored Southern Mississippi 13-3 in the third quarter and gone ahead, Don, in total yardage.
Yeah, it's been that kind of game. What did we say? A lot of offense? There has been that.
The last 15 minutes of the football game, and Brohm comes out throwing deep for Bailey, wide open. He dropped it. Oh, my goodness. Aaron Bailey right. And I tell you, I wouldn't want to be Bailey walking back to that huddle.
Well, Jeff Brohm, you can tell he's a leader, he's a competitor, and he's going to let Aaron Bailey know, say, hey, big guy, you can't get any more open than that. When I lay it out here, you have to catch it. He made a great catch for the touchdown. This one, he's just waiting for that ball, didn't have to break stride, did turn back a bit, hit him on the shoulder pad, but he had to catch that in the hands and watch Jeff Brohm's reaction. Man, he can't believe it.
That had 6 written all over it, and Jeff knew it. Now from the shotgun, second down. Brohm over the middle for Bailey. Got this one up at midfield, and he drives inside the 45, atoning a little bit for that dropped catch.
You just got to do a psych job with Aaron Bailey. If he drops one, say, hey, I'm not going to let you do it again. I'm going to throw it right back at you.
I think Brohm was going to tear his head off if he missed another one.
I'd say. You know, and you don't know. Aaron Bailey might have come back in there. You can tell he's really upset. Howard Schnellenberger will settle him down. You have to have your emotions under control, especially if you're a skilled player. And Coach Schnellenberger says, Aaron, big guy, settle down.
Give me 5.
That's right. That's what it takes.
Brohm is on to the rush and out of the pocket. And he's scrambling inside the 30. And wisely dances out of bounds at the 28. 14:25 to go. Don, we might mention that on the season, Southern Mississippi has been outscored in the fourth quarter 54-10.
Their biggest problem is they have not finished strong. And then now they have their backs against the wall once again, just starting the fourth quarter, and Louisville down by 5.
14:25 in the football game, 27-22, Southern missed by 5. They have led the game ever since they went up 7-6 in the first quarter. First down and 10. Shellman pulls his way and goes inside the 20, right at a first down.
I mean,
go ahead.
He just punished Rod Thomas. Watch the end of this play. He absolutely punished him. Coach Schnellenberger getting tied up in the cords a little bit. Watch number 3. How'd you like to be him? I mean, answer the phone, Thomas. He took a hit right there.
A true freshman out of Ridgeland, Mississippi.
Watch Coach Schnellenberger excited, and in a moment he's going to, well, he got tied up in the phone lines.
Didn't get the first down. Second down, Shellman down to the 16 as the first down. Now Louisville is driving for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. 13:46 on the clock. Fourth quarter. No huddle.
And that really has kept Southern Mississippi off balance, David. We mentioned that earlier. And what it does, it just doesn't give you a chance to get back in the huddle and regroup and say, what are we going to do here, guys? It really puts the pressure on the defense.
Rod Strickland in the backfield along with Shellman. First down from the 16. Strickland to the 14. Maybe the 13.
Well, you know they're happy to see him play, David.
Only had 3 carries coming into the game. He's been hurt.
Yep. He sprained his right ankle real early in the season, and he's a guy that many thought would win the starting job at fullback, an unfortunate injury. But at the same time, Fitzpatrick did a great job filling in and actually has been the starter ever since. And we're in our McDonald's fourth quarter. Brought to you by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
This is second down and 7 from the 13. Brohm looks over the middle. He's got his man, Asher, at the 5, the 3, the 2. And Louisville is knocking on the door.
Well, Jeff Brohm makes them eat the blitz here, David. Southern Mississippi had the blitz on coming after Brohm, and you look for your tight end when the blitz is on. You see the blitz coming, they're on the inside, and that left Jamie Asher open. He was being chased there, and he was also picked and made the catch, and finally it took 2 Golden Eagles to bring him down. They picked it up well, the blitz, Louisville did, and as a result, Asher. Good look at Jamie, the junior out of Indianapolis, that just gets better and better every week.
First down, goal to go from the 2. Strickland does not get into the end zone. He's stacked up short, Brohm rather. On the keeper, so it'll be second down and goal.
Well, Jeff Bauer, hands on hips, has to be concerned. Howard Schnellenberger on the other end challenged his team at halftime to come back from behind, and now they're trying to take the lead for the first time since it was 6-0. And that came real early.
Southern Mississippi took the lead at 4:11 of the first quarter and has had it ever since.
Watch Shellman. Will he go up and over?
Shellman flies into the end zone. A 1-yard dive by Anthony Shellman. And Louisville has the lead back for the first time since the first quarter.
Well, Anthony Shellman, the second highest vertical leap on the team, and when they get it inside the 2 or the 3, you give it to 29 and you say you go up and over. There he goes, good penetration, and gets it into the end zone, and Louisville has taken the lead by 1.
And they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. They lead it 28-27.
Yeah, 1 point does you no good here. 2 points makes it. Southern Mississippi has to have a field goal just to tie. And a Southern Mississippi player is down. There you look at Anthony Shellman. Gets the touchdown run. And for Anthony, on the season, that is his 5th touchdown of the year. Good sized guy, David. 6'3", 210, only a junior. Now watch it. In the trenches, and what you do is you go over the line of scrimmage. And that's what he did, stretching out that 6'3" frame to get the 6.
They're helping the injured Southern Mississippi player off the field. And Louisville is huddled up on the sideline.
That might be Harmon. Like a 2 on his jersey. I think it's 22. And if that's the case, it would be Eugene Harmon. And that's who it is.
Eugene Harmon goes to the sideline. And now Louisville with Brohm at quarterback come back on the field to go for the 2-point conversion. They lead now 28-27.
I'm not sure, David, but I don't think Louisville has completed a 2-point conversion all year.
They missed one earlier in this game. They'll go from the shotgun. Dawkins is split out. They throw to the end zone, and it is no good. Dawkins had it.
But he fell down short of the goal line
and did not get across the plane of the goal line. Louisville is left with a 1-point lead.
Watch it. The same play last week. Oh, wait a minute. Well, he has to have the ball across, and he certainly didn't. He had a knee on the line.
Came down short. We'll be back to Cardinal Stadium, and this is a thrilling game. A 1-point lead for Louisville.
Well, there ain't no doubt about the power of glue. It's got the airborne thrust of rocket fuel. Get out of that jam. Get out, get in the vertical, with the power of glue. Get vertical, with the power of glue.
Ah, yes, the guinea pig. When a new car comes out, nobody wants to be one. This past year, a number of pioneering souls bought the new Chrysler Concorde. Did they make the right decision? Among 129 new models sold, the Concorde was in the top 10 in owner satisfaction, along with Lexus and Mercedes, proving that sometimes good things come to those who don't wait. The Concorde, an eloquent expression of form following function at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Here in the Outback, we know what's important in life. Food.
You don't mind, do you?
You feel the same way. Get to Outback Steakhouse.
I got a bloomin' good recipe for onions.
Well, yesterday the University of Louisville held its tip-off luncheon, and you can see highlights and a recap of that Tuesday at 10:30 following the news at 10. David Sullivan, your host, as the tip-off of the Cardinal basketball season. Of course, basketball practice begins normally November 1st, this year October 30th, and we'll have the highlights of that spectacular event that always takes part as a part of Town and Gown homecoming next week for the University of Louisville. You see the scoring drive, Shellman capping it off.
Louisville staging a spectacular comeback here against Southern Mississippi. The kick is into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. Flags are down back on the Louisville side of midfield.
Got to be another offside. They have it at the 38-yard line. The flag is down.
11:49 left in the game. Louisville 28 and Southern Mississippi 27. These teams have staged some wild ones.
Offside against the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. They played it down.
Really unfortunate, because that is, of course, the ultimate for your kicker to do, is avoid any type of run back by putting it in the end zone. So now Howard Schnellenberger's team has to back it up. See Sean Jackson getting some attention from Wayne Trillo, the trainer.
Well, we've seen it called twice against Southern Mississippi. Offsides on the kickoff, now once on Louisville.
Look at the offense in this half. Domination by Louisville. Southern Mississippi in the first half had 272 to Louisville's 203. So the Cardinals certainly have turned that around to take a 441 to 344 total lead.
And they took control of the second half immediately when the third quarter started. And Louisville has not looked back. They gave up a field goal and have taken the lead at 28 to 27.
And now you think about the missed extra point, the missed field goal. And actually, Louisville would have a little bit more of a breathing room here, but, you know, Infinite's and Candy and Nuts and all that stuff.
Akers drives this one deep. Taken by Boyd at the 2. Great kick by Akers. And a good return by Boyd up to the 24, almost to the 25. So Southern Mississippi will put it in play there. Wally Cooper was on the tackle for Louisville special teams unit.
Now, really, Southern Mississippi's real challenge comes now for Bentley and the Southern Mississippi offense. First time they've trailed since it was 6-0, and a lot have happened since then. And look at the quarterback comparison. Brohm going for his 5th straight 300-yard passing game.
A lot of noise in the stadium as Bentley tries to bark out his signals. Up the middle, nothing there. Ball taken away, actually, by Kendall Brown, Johnson, and Leonard Ray.
Now, if you're in Hattiesburg and you're a Southern Mississippi fan, you really need something to happen for the Golden Eagles. They're trying to run that isolation play once again, but Louisville smells it out well this time. And you see Kendall Brown trying to take the ball away, and does on the way down there. But if you're Southern Mississippi, you need to look for a big play, maybe even a trick-type play, to get your momentum back.
Well, they've used them before in this game to great success. It is 2nd down and 10. Bentley over the middle. Incomplete at the 40. He tried to hit Anthony Owens, his senior tight end, but Terry Quinn was on the coverage for Louisville and did a good job.
Well, Southern Miss with the right idea, the familiar whistle from Howard Schnellenberger that seems to squeal throughout the stadium whenever he whistles.
Piercing, isn't it?
Yep, it is. You know where it is. There's a good look at Quinn.
3rd down and 10 for the Golden Eagles. 10:54 to go in the game. Bentley, incomplete. Dangerously close to being picked off by Marcus Hill, 35.
You can almost feel the pressure that Bentley's feeling now, David, from here in the press box. The crowd is going nuts. Louisville's come back from a big deficit. Southern Mississippi has hung in there tough, but that was a big possession. And now the momentum will switch back to Louisville, and the Southern Miss defense is going to have to hold the Cardinals in check, because certainly the second half has belonged to Louisville momentum-wise.
Dawkins is back to return this punt. 10 men are up on the line. as Louisville. Estes gets it away, end over end. It hits, and Louisville's going to get good field position around midfield. They get it at the 44-yard line. With 10:37 to go in a football game.
At the Louisville 44-yard line.
While Southern Mississippi's offense has stalled, Louisville's defense has risen to the occasion and shut down the Southern Miss offense.
Well, that graphic in our McDonald's fourth quarter tells you the whole story. Southern Mississippi led early, but Louisville coming from behind. The Cardinal Bird, the crunch zone, the near sellout crowd here today. They had less than 1,000 tickets left when they opened the ticket window this morning. It's been a rainy, drizzly afternoon, but the fans have hung in there and seen a good football game.
Shotgun. Jeff Brohm out of the shotgun on first down. Hands it to Strickland. He can't get around the corner. He is wrapped up by 98 James Robinson, who was right there in the backfield.
Tackled by Robinson.
Well, if there was ever a time that you challenge your team to run the football, now is the time with 10:22 and the clock running. This is what Coach Snellenberger says. You have to put your nose to the ground, your rear in the air, and move the football. And when you do that on the ground, obviously it takes some time, but Jeff's going out of the shotgun. But they have been running out of the shotgun some as well.
Yelling out to his lineman. An audible coming up here at 10 minutes to go in the football game. Brohm escapes miraculously, and he's off to the races. He gets a great block and dances out of bounds at the 25. Kevin Cook threw a block that sprung Brohm for another 10 or 12 yards.
Well, you know, a lot of times they say that the fourth quarter, as a Louisville player is down Roman open, is nothing but toughness and conditioning. Now watch Brohm, all types of white shirts around him, and then once he gets up here, watch Kevin Cook. You mentioned it, David. Comes up number 5. You couldn't see the result, or you saw the result and you didn't see the block, but it was Kevin Cook. Maybe from this angle. The pressure, Brohm, the elusiveness, and now the quickness as he runs right into your living room. Got a good block from Kevin Cook, made the most of it, and the Cardinals pick up a big, big first down. Of course, this is the next to the last final game for the University of Louisville at home as the Navy midshipmen come in next Saturday. Tickets on sale, 588-5151. We'll have a delayed telecast at 11 p.m., but it's homecoming, and the midshipmen of Navy, the opposition for Louisville next week, right here at Cardinal Stadium as Louisville closes out the home season before finishing with 3 consecutive road games. And Roman Oben, this is not a good sign at all, as they brought out a stretcher, and they're going to bring the stretcher out, and you certainly don't want to speculate in any situation like this, but that is not the type of thing you like to see. That usually indicates that it could be a major injury, and they want to take all precautions. And Roman Oben, David, a talented sophomore, who's already been a big part of that offensive line.
The indications are from the sideline that it's a broken bone in his leg is what they feel. Of course, x-rays will have to be taken. And
well, they're bringing the stretcher out, as we mentioned. One thing about this, Dr. Raymond Shea, of course, one of the best orthopedics in the Louisville area, and they're taking all precautions, probably putting on a cast there that's inflatable that they're going to use to shield any possible movement in that left leg, and that's just one of the things you hate to see. Howard Schnellenberger now concerned enough to walk out and check on Roman Oben.
We'll be back to Cardinal Stadium. We're going to take a timeout. Louisville holds a 1-point lead.
The Imco Forever door with closer, latch, screen, and safety glass is guaranteed as long as you own your home, even if that's forever.
If you think sitting in class is boring, try the unemployment office.
Only Levy's gives you lower prices plus over 30,000 items. The police-endorsed Titan Lock from Levy's gives you unbeatable security at an unbeatable price. Check your paper for the Levy sale going on now.
With 9:46 to go in the game, Louisville up by 1. Roman Oben is wheeled off of the field on a stretcher. He's awfully disappointed, of course, and the word is he's got a broken leg.
A good student, been a fine football player, and his teammates let him know how important he is. One of the unfortunate things with the game of college football, and a disappointed Roman Oben right there, but you can bet right now his teammates are probably thinking, well, another thing to play for. He's not a senior, he's just a talented sophomore, but when something like this happens, especially if you're on the offense, you'd like to do something big to make that guy feel any better than he possibly could despite his medical misfortune. And he's giving a thumbs up.
Louisville at 1st and 10, 9:46 to go. They got the ball at the 25 of Southern Mississippi. Make it the 26. Pitch to Ralph Dawkins, halfback pass. Wasn't there. Flag is down. Dawkins just heaves one. That isn't even in bounds. Flags are down, though, back at the 30.
He wanted to throw it back to Jeff Brohm. That's what he intended to do there. And he got so wide and then had a lot of traffic. And it was like Spaghetti Junction at about 5:30 in the afternoon. There was no way he could get it back against the grain, and wisely threw it away. But a flag anyway, as you mentioned, David.
And the call is going to be against U of L. Clock stops at 9:38 with this penalty.
Well, they see Roman Oben now being loaded into the ambulance, and they'll take him to the hospital. Most likely he ought to have been.
Offense.
Williams moves over to left
Penalty
tackle.
was at the line of scrimmage. Repeat first
Patrick
down.
moves to right tackle. Chris Hampton in the lineup at one of the guard positions now. So that's the adjustment.
Well, it's not an area of the team that Louisville is terribly deep in either, and it will cause a lot of shuffling to patch the line together. 9:38 on the clock. The penalty makes it 1st down and 21. Ball's on the 37. On the ground to Dawkins. Louisville eating up time on the clock. They've got the ball inside the 35. They're going to have 2nd down and long. No huddle. Brohm will again go out of the shotgun. Protection broke down, and Brohm is sacked back at the 42 by Tobias. Michael Tobias has had a big game for Southern Miss. Picked up a fumble and rambled with it about 30 or 40 yards.
And, you know, Tobias, David, has played hurt the last 2 games for Southern Mississippi. And, again, 4th quarter play, when you get to the 4th quarter, you see the players always hold up 4 fingers. You can tell in our McDonald's 4th quarter here, Louisville up by 1. But the team that is tough mentally, and also, as we mentioned, you've got to be in good condition. You've got to gut it out and come up with a big play.
3rd down and 25. They need to get to the 15 for a 1st down. Dawkins makes the catch at the 34, so 4th down from the 34-yard line. And the Cardinals have not gotten it down in there close for a field goal.
Well, Ralph is open. He makes the catch, but he has to slide down to make the reception, so that is where that play ends right there. And Louisville now going to go for it.
4th down and 18. They got to get the ball to the 15-yard line.
I think they're going to talk this over.
Timeout, Louisville. And Jeff Brohm walks to the sideline. 7:54 in the 4th quarter. Louisville leads 28-27. And at that timeout, Brandon Brookfield comes on, the punter. We'll be back.
Scratch them off, cash them in. We're doing the lottery if they win. Scratch them off, cash them in.
Kentucky Lottery Scratch-Offs. There are as many kinds of games to play as there are people who play them. But there's only one way to win them. Instantly. More than 1 million instant winners every week for millions in instant cash every week.
Scratch them off, cash them in. Doing the lottery if and win. We're doing the lottery if to win.
There are over 539 vehicle nameplates in America. Only the best make it as the top 10 selling vehicles in America. 5 of those are Fords. Ford F-Series pickups, Ford Ranger, Ford Escort, Ford Explorer, and America's #1 selling car, Ford Taurus. With 5 sure winners to choose from, why would you take a chance on the other 534? Especially now during Ford's factory-authorized clearance sale of America's best. See your local Ford dealer today.
Good morning, Wendy's. Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich. You wanted that?
Hi, Gladys.
Good morning.
The phone's been ringing off the hook. What's this?
Monterey Ranch. Monterey Ranch. Monterey Ranch. Monterey.
I'm sorry I asked.
We got the hint, so it's back. Creamy ranch dressing with real bacon and Monterey Jack cheese on a whole breast filet.
Where you going, buddy?
Inside, I'm Dave Thomas.
Right, and I'm the Queen of France. Back in the line.
Come try Wendy's Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich, but come early.
Louisville 28-27, 7:54 to go. Brandon Brookfield to punt. Line of scrimmage, the 35. Brookfield stands at his 49. See if they can back Southern Miss into a corner. And he angles it for the end zone. It's going to go into the end zone. And so the Golden Eagles will get the ball out at their 20-yard line.
2 options there. You either try to pooch it real high and short, or angle for the corner of the end zone, which he tried to do, but he didn't angle it enough, and there was no chance for Louisville to stop it. And now Bentley, with 7:46, his Golden Eagles trailing by 1. A lot of pressure on the sophomore, but remember, Southern Mississippi only needs to get it in field goal range, and they have had some outstanding kicking today from their place kicker,
Lamaro.
Yep, he's done a great job.
They're 80 yards away on 1st down and 10 from the Golden Eagle 20. Here's Bentley trying to run the option for a yard or 2 and no more. Johnny Frost led the defensive charge, the sophomore making his first start. Louisville's defense has been very tough in the second half.
Good look at Frost, the talented sophomore, played last year as a true freshman.
Louisville also playing without its #1 linebacker, Tom Cavallo, who went out in the first half.
That's right.
Bentley being chased, throwing. Oh, it's intercepted by Gaines at the 32-yard line. The senior from Euclid, Ohio, Kevin Gaines.
Well, the 15th interception for Louisville as a defense might be the biggest one of the year at this point. They didn't have an INT last week, but Kevin Gaines gets his 2nd of the year, and it was all created by the rush. Watch Jim Hanna. He's chasing Bentley. Bentley, unwisely, just tries to throw it away, and watch number 18 slide in front of the intended receiver, Owens, and makes the big INT.
Sets Louisville up at the 33 of Southern Mississippi, leading 28-27. Cardinals need more points to feel at any safety in this game. Dawkins hit for a loss. Tobias, who's played a great game. There's the man of the hour with a big interception.
Right next to Anthony Bridges and Quinn, as I mentioned, David, 15 interceptions for the defense, but that could well be the biggest as he enjoys a little all-sport over there, and Gaines is happy. Bomb squad, he said. Yep, yeah, you're right. You've been intercepting some bombs this year. That one was a short pass.
Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. The clock is down to 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Brohm wide open is Fitzpatrick. A driving move by Fitzpatrick to the 12. He just drags Perry Carter and pushes him down to the 10-yard line.
David, one thing you can't coach is heart and determination, and that's what's personified in number 23, Chris Fitzpatrick. He makes the catch. He's going to put his head down and get 1 yard, about 3, 5, 7, almost 10 more yards after he made the catch, and he did it with one simple thing, determination.
Howard Schnellenberger says Chris Fitzpatrick will never be a great football player, but he is a hard-working football player. Here's Brohm inside the 10 to about the 8. The passing today by Jeff Brohm has been another outstanding game.
Yep, 306, and that's, David, that's 5 consecutive games that he's thrown for 300 yards or more. Ties his shoe here. Did a good job of escaping and getting some first down yardage, or first down play yardage there as he took it up for about 3 yards.
Brohm has averaging 275 yards a game passing. 2nd and 6 from the Southern Miss 8. Dawkins charging inside the 5 to the 4. Gets it over to the left hash mark. Albert McCray on the tackle for Southern Mississippi.
Lead blocking for the University of Louisville in this series is very important. You see, good job by Christ pulling, making the hit. Watch 68. Sean Christ, he has thunder-type legs. Look at those. He's the strongest squatter on the team, and he puts his body in front of Dawkins enough to get him some good yardage.
3rd down, 2 to go. In the shotgun, Brohm goes across into the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Kevin Cook. That's 2 touchdowns to Cook. And now the Cardinals have got a little bit of breathing room.
Well, that 4th quarter bugaboo for Southern Mississippi at least continues here in Cardinal Stadium today. Jeff Brohm rolls right now. He's going to throw it back against the grain to sure-handed Kevin Cook for the touchdown. The coverage that time for Southern Mississippi a little bit behind as they had Alvin Dempsey in there, but he couldn't cover that guy, Kevin Cook.
7 touchdown catches by Kevin Cook on the year. And now the extra point by Akers is good. And Louisville leads 35 to 27. An 8-point lead with 4:56 left.
It's here. Bristol Bar and Grille's Anniversary 93. A month-long celebration of wines, spirits, and delicious foods guaranteed to excite the senses and not the budget. Every day, new Bristol Anniversary specials, new wines, new surprises. As a reminder of the ingredient that's made Bristol Bar and Grille a Louisville landmark, delicious food. Join the celebration. Bristol Bar and Grille, downtown, uptown, open early and late.
I've got some good news, and then I've got some great news. The good news is, now's the time to see your Lincoln Mercury dealer. The great news is this.
It's model year closeout, and that means great savings on Mercury Sable, 6-passenger comfort, standard dual airbags, and more. Save on Cougar XR7, more standard features for a price less than 4 years ago. Great news during model year closeout.
Whoever said no news is good news probably isn't watching right now. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Kevin Cook, his 2nd touchdown catch of this game, his 7th of the year. And gives Louisville an 8-point lead.
And look at Cook's numbers in this game. 56 yards. Doesn't catch many, but he makes them count. 2 of the 3 receptions, and you bet that is exactly right. Sure hands, tough pride. Another one of those seniors coming through for Howard Schnellenberger in a come-from-behind effort. And Southern Mississippi now with the team with its back against the wall.
24-9 Southern Miss at halftime. Louisville has scored 26 in the second half. Here is a big play by the special teams inside the 20-yard line. Anthony Saunier, he's been in on a couple of them. Number 19.
He's been the kamikaze man on that kickoff coverage where he goes down and just throws his body right into the wedge. There's the Louisville scoring drive capped by the Brohm touchdown pass to Cook. Brohm now with 15 touchdown passes on the year. And Howard Schnellenberger breathing a little bit easier now, but still plenty of time in this football game.
8-point separation between these two at 35 to 27. Here is Bentley. Intercepted. That's Bridges with the interception, and Bentley has been tagged twice in this last couple of minutes. That is the 6th interception for Anthony Bridges this year.
Well, a minute ago he said he was going to get one. And guess what? He did. Gaines got it a moment ago, and Bridges picks off his 6th interception of the year. An All-American candidate. And now David Bentley was forced into the same situation that Jeff Brohm was last week against West Virginia. You know he's got to throw the ball, and Bridges comes up and makes his 6th INT of the year, and the 16th for Louisville. Different angle, same results. The Bridges interception.
Bridges 3rd in the country in interceptions as he entered tonight's game with 5, now with 6.
Well, they call him Captain Crush, but he had the interception there, and they're happy.
They got 4:45, and the rain is really coming down right now at Cardinal Stadium. Inside the 25 is Shellman.
And Shellman never did go down, I don't think. He came out of there with it, but the whistle clearly had blown. Well, I tell you what, you got to give Southern Mississippi credit for coming in here ready to play football. And Howard Schnellenberger's team came storming back. And you talk about a team that accepted the challenge. They certainly did. He said he didn't feel the rain last week in Morgantown. You can see it coming down. And he probably doesn't feel it right now. Jeff Morrow in your picture as well, checking the play card.
9 yards to go on 2nd down, and thrown for a loss. Anthony Shellman back at the 30.
Now Southern Mississippi has to start using some timeouts, and they take one right here.
3:52. 3:50 as the clock stops here in the 4th quarter. Jeff Bauer's team is kind of running out of time and opportunity. His number 1 quarterback, Tommy Waters, had his shoulder separated in game 2. He's dressed and on the sidelines, but they didn't want to play him tonight unless something were to happen to Bentley.
Yeah, and also they said, too, David, that they were really fearful that if Waters even fell on that shoulder the wrong way, that he could injure it again and be lost for the rest of the season. Look at the numbers for Jeff Brohm today. Once again, the senior from Louisville Trinity continues his quest for the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. Of course, a lot of great candidates, the senior quarterbacks. That honor, by the way, for our viewers on our television network is given right here in Louisville, named in the honor of the former Louisville Cardinal Johnny Unitas. And Frank Gitcher and the Kentucky chapter of the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame's done a terrific job with that award. And Brohm just one of many candidates. And you see Jeff Brower has really been out of shape with one of the officials right now. And he doesn't feel the rain either because of the heat. And the crunch zone, I tell you what, they hang in there the whole time. They've already bought their share of tickets to the new stadium. And they've been there from the get-go, and they're hoping that the team will be greeting them after the game.
3:50 to go. Brohm comes into this game 14th in the nation in total offense. He's having another big night. Shellman and Dawkins. Brohm shoulder to shoulder. 3:50 to go. This is 3rd down and 14. A flag in the backfield. Shellman is inside the 20. Probably a holding call.
It's what it is. Howard Schnellenberger not happy about that one.
Well, that would have brought the ball down to the 20, and with the penalty now.
Rod Thomas a little shaken up for Southern Mississippi. Well, the rain held off for most of the game, a couple of showers, but as expected now, the sky's opening up.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul, 3rd down.
You know what's going to happen? One of these games, the wireless mic battery is going to run out from being switched on so many times. We had to correct those at Pittsburgh. I hope they're those long life batteries.
That's right. 3rd down and 34. Now the time, of course, for Southern Mississippi is the critical factor, and there's 3.5 as the clock begins to run in a steady rain. Backs it up to midfield. Jeff Brohm from the shotgun. Long way to go to keep this drive alive. Runs out of the grasp of one, but cannot escape the arms of Michael Tobias.
But he stayed in bounds and forced Southern Mississippi most likely to take another timeout here.
Clock stopped at 3:07.
And they must have taken the timeout because the clock is stopped, and he certainly didn't get the first down.
And Brookfield is on to punt.
And now Southern Miss is down to one timeout.
Timeout for the Golden Eagles at 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go. They trail Louisville by 8 points.
That's a little thing that probably goes unnoticed. You got to know Jeff Brohm knew he did not want to go out of bounds. So he forced Southern Mississippi to use a second timeout. So now with the Golden Eagles getting the ball back, down by 12 points, they're only going to have, I'll make that 8 points, excuse me, they're only going to have one timeout to work with, and that makes a big difference. So a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and you could have a tie game here. So Southern Miss is going to get at least one more crack at it.
Howard Snellenberger has his team huddled on the sideline. Jeff Bauer has his team on the other sideline. 3 minutes and 7 seconds. And this has been a wild one. Louisville scored first, 6-0 in the first quarter. Southern Miss took the lead 7-6 and led 24-9 at halftime.
Well, one of the old Valley grads that I know, Earls Deckard, is celebrating a birthday tomorrow, so we send out our birthday greetings there. And it's been a wet day, but yet the fans have hung in there, ponchos and all, and they have seen a whale of a football game, David, really for the second consecutive week.
Deep for Southern Miss is Gully.
L.T. Gully is the deep receiver for Southern Miss. Brookfield will stand at his 35-yard line. Southern Mississippi has 10 men up on the line. Fitzpatrick is the center on the snap. Right shoulder high, and he gets it out under a big rush. A flag has gone down back where Brookfield was lined up to punt. A flag is down, and a smile is on the face of Brandon Brookfield. Roughing the kicker.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on Southern Miss.
That's an automatic first down.
Boy, that's the one thing that Southern Mississippi did not want to do, David. The only way Louisville could maintain possession is with a penalty like that carries an automatic first down. So Southern Mississippi dealt what could be a deadly blow on that penalty. And Louisville is going to retain possession. And by the way, we might add in a special thanks to the fine folks from Anheuser-Busch who today provided some 1,300 tickets as a part of the Operation Gratitude. A lot of young folks are here that normally don't have a chance to come, and a big tip of the cap to the UofL Athletic Association and Anheuser-Busch, Frank Pagano and Tom Kreft, and the people always trying to do things to help out in the community. And those folks here may have been wet a little bit today, but they've seen a good football game.
3 minutes exactly left to go.
34.
First down and 10 from the Golden Eagles 34. As expected, on the ground to Shellman. He gets a couple of yards inside the 35, maybe the 33. He's hit there by Beckwith and McCray. The clock runs, 2:45 to go. Southern Mississippi has one timeout left. Louisville has two, but that's the last thing they want to do is stop that clock.
That's exactly right. And I think they have that one timeout remaining, and of course it really doesn't matter too much when you're going to use it because you only have one. It's not like the pros. The clock does not stop at the 2-minute mark, so only one opportunity left for USM to stop it.
Gain of one by Shellman, second down 9. Fitzpatrick burst up through the middle inside the 30 to about the 27.
Now they want to use it. The sideline trying to let them know. They let a few seconds go. Now they're going to use their final timeout.
2:03 and the clock has stopped.
That is their final timeout.
Well, we had a lot of candidates for our Delta flight of the day today, David, here in Cardinal Stadium. Despite the rain, the flights went on as normal, and our Delta flight of the day comes to you not necessarily through the air by way of the pass. How about through the air by way of Anthony Shillman, who takes it in for what is the go-ahead touchdown, and Shillman. The touchdown, the celebration, and that's our look at our low-flying Delta flight of the day today. Anthony Shillman's touchdown run. Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows.
The touchdown that gave Louisville a 1-point lead and capped a furious second-half comeback.
Basically now with 2:03 left and a 3rd and 3, obviously a first down, David, would pretty much wrap it up. Because Southern Mississippi now cannot stop the clock. As you can tell, they're out of timeouts. Louisville has 2.
They got 3 yards to make here on 3rd down. As Beverly Schnellenberger is certainly happy now.
Well, she's a little happier. Southern Mississippi will play East Carolina at home next week, and then they have Alabama on October 30th.
Fitzpatrick cannot get that first down, but gets it out in the middle of the field where it's going to be 4th down. Walthaw hit him. And now it is 4th down and 3. The clock, 1:48, and it's moving.
Now, Coach Schnellenberger, I don't think even's going to think about punt or field goal effort or anything else here. Nothing that would take an opportunity to allow Southern Mississippi to score from its specialty teams. So they're going to let the clock run down. It's under 10 seconds now on the play clock. They'll probably take the penalty here. That will indeed stop the clock. Now, Louisville could have used a timeout there. They tried to, but it came a little bit too late.
1 minute and 19 seconds, as you see there on the game clock.
Well, did they give him the timeout? One of the officials indicated did. The other one didn't.
We're going to take a break as Jeff Brohm comes to the sideline. Louisville 35, Southern Miss 27.
Our low is lower at Winn-Dixie. How do we know? We did a side-by-side comparison. We purchased 50 of the same soap and cleaning items at Kroger and at Winn-Dixie, and we compared prices. These were items like Cascade Detergent, Whisk Double Power, and Shop Stain Remover. And these were Winn-Dixie's everyday low prices, not a sale. Turns out Winn-Dixie was over 17% lower than Kroger. Over 17% lower. Winn-Dixie is the low price leader.
Only the minivan store has the new Plymouth Voyager, roomier Grand Voyager, and luxurious Chrysler Town & Country. All with dual airbags and reclining integrated child safety seats with more available safety features than anyone. For the safest minivans in the world, come to the minivan store. Only at your neighborly Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
I was going to say, Don, barring a miracle, Southern Miss is probably not going to come back, but they have done it before here.
Yeah, and it's a 4th down play. Louisville did get the timeout, so they didn't get the penalty.
4th down and 4. Fitzpatrick around the end. He turns the corner, and he's out at the 20 for the first down. And that'll be it. That should nail it shut.
Well, it's only appropriate, I guess, that Fitzpatrick, who has made some big plays in this game, get probably the biggest 4 yards in this football game for him. On a sweep, he had some blockers out front, and he does a lot of this with determination as he has the entire game, and that pretty much shuts the door on the Southern Mississippi comeback effort after the Golden Eagles looked like at halftime they had things in control. That's probably too familiar a story to the Southern Mississippi folks.
They've been outscored coming into this game 54-10 in the 4th quarter. Kevin Cook is standing back out of the shot back at the 30-yard line as a deep safety to prevent anything really bad from happening. As Brohm and the Cardinals now will just let it tick on down. 58 seconds. You see the insert of the game clock. Jeff Bauer has certainly seen the ups and the downs, the peaks and the valleys tonight.
Yeah, he has indeed, but he had his football team ready to play. I think that that Louisville early in that third quarter established the momentum. And I think, David, we still go back to, and if you look at the final count, it may not look as so, but I think that the field goal that they got from David Akers just before the intermission gave them at least a little bit of momentum. Had that not been the case, they would have been outscored 24-zip in that stretch.
Well, they're starting to celebrate a little bit early as Southern Mississippi cannot stop the clock. Louisville's going to let it run out. And this will cap a tremendous come-from-behind victory for the University of Louisville. Down 24-9 at halftime. They roar back in the third and fourth quarter and defeat Southern Mississippi. The final score, 35-27.
And the victory hat is on. If you're not a regular viewer, Coach Schnellenberger does not put a hat on until he's recorded a victory, as I know he felt it would be a tough game, and indeed it was.
Well, he's out at the middle of the field looking to say something to Jeff Bauer, the coach of Southern Mississippi. And the tradition that has started here recently at the Crunch Zone, where the Cardinal players go down and give a thank you to the fans who supported them down in that end of the end zone.
David, really a team effort. The defense was tested in the first half. That guy, Jeff Brohm, another stellar effort. And the defense changed the momentum in the second half, and the offense did its job.
Well, Louisville certainly did not quit, and they came back for a tremendous victory here tonight. They had been 18, 19-point favorites over Southern Mississippi. And the Golden Eagles certainly gave the 21st-ranked University of Louisville Cardinals everything they could handle for most of this football game.
And as has been a tradition, after a win on our telecast, Coach Schnellenberger will have an opportunity to talk to us very briefly as Jeff Brohm completes the visit to the Crunch Zone.
Let's go down on the sidelines now. Coach Schnellenberger, your team down 24-9 at halftime, certainly came back in fine style.
Well, I certainly have to be proud of everybody in this organization, starting with the lowliest of our substitute players and going up through our regulars, the assistant coaches and everybody, because we certainly were inept and obviously didn't have them prepared to play this football game. But they regrouped at halftime and showed the character and champions that they are. And I guess the prodigal son parable is best described here. I am more thankful for this win than some of those we won from the beginning to the end. And when you about let one get away, or if about one of them strikes out, or about one of your children returns after a long absence, it's a lot sweeter. It was a very sweet win. A lot of people thought that we should walk away with this game, but this was a proud traditional football team, and they played well.
Coach, real quickly, I know you challenged your team, but especially those seniors at halftime, and they really came through for you in the second half with their teammates.
We made some plays. We didn't play glorious football the second half, but we played hard-fought, down-deep, emotional football, and as a result, we found a way to win the game. And that's the whole secret of this, is being man enough, team enough to find a way to win when you're not making all the big plays that you would like to make or normally make.
And your fans were there right behind you at the end, too, Coach.
And they stayed till the bitter end, and that's the reason why I've got this hat on, and the reason why I have it on is so I can tip it to our fans. And they're special.
Thank you, Coach Schnellenberger. Congratulations on this victory. The Cardinals now move to 6 wins and 1 loss on the season as they down Southern Mississippi 35-27. That's the final score from Cardinal Stadium. Next week, the Middies of Navy will be coming in. Tickets are available for that game, 588-5151. And we'll have a delayed telecast on Fox 41 at 11 p.m. Thank you for joining us for Cardinal football. Executive producer has been Ron Mack. Tonight's game produced and directed by Lou Rainoni. David Sobel along with Don Russell. Thanks for joining us. So long.
Get the inside story on Cardinal football on the Howard Schnellenberger Show. Every Sunday night at 10:30 on WDRB TV, Fox 41 in Louisville.
Good evening and welcome to Fox at the Movies. Tonight, our double feature begins with an exciting martial arts adventure as James Ryan stars in Kill and Kill Again. We now join our scheduled program already in progress.